Hey, what's up everyone? It's Stargirl the Practical Witch and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a blessings coming to your zodiac sign by July 2020, and I'm going to be using tarot, astrology, and also I'm going to be using a bunch of new techniques I've learned to channel the messages for you guys about what you need to hear for your July 2020 based on your zodiac sign. A lot of you already know this, but I just launched a spiritual store called Lilith, Ascendant online, and each month we come out with a new zodiac candle depending on whose season it is. So we already released the Taurus and Gemini candle, which is out on our store, which each has its own healing scent. The Taurus candle has a abundance healing scent, and also the Gemini candle has a focus healing scent. But because it's about to be Cancer season, happy birthday Cancers, we are releasing our Cancer candle, which has a mood healing scent. Everything is 100% soy and vegan and also handmade and ethical. If you guys want to get the Cancer candle, definitely sign up for our monthly candle subscription. When you guys do that, you get a portion off of the candle price and you get the newest zodiac candle each month with its own healing property. And the newest one in the subscription is going to be Cancer. Pretty soon we are going to be releasing some new items on our store, which I'm really excited about. A lot of you know this, but I like to make manifestation oils with crystals, herbs, and essential oils, and I will be posting them on our site for attracting love, money, self-love, or just helping with your manifestations, also spiritual protection. So if you guys want to stay updated on our inventory, definitely follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you to everyone who did buy a candle. You guys are awesome. I see all of your pictures and it just makes me so happy, and it makes me feel really supported because, as you guys know, this is my baby. I'm finally launching my own store, which I'm really excited about. So with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. So guys, the timestamps are down below, but I'm not gonna tell you if the rising, moon, or sun sign is most accurate. Just pick one of your signs, kind of like pick a card with your intuition to find your message. So if you know your rising zodiac sign and moon sign and one of them doesn't resonate, it probably just means one of your other signs is for you. So really, if I were you, if you know your sun, moon, and rising sign, I would listen to all three, because all three put together are going to give you a really accurate representation of what you can expect July 2020 and what blessings are headed your way. So once again, guys, the timestamps are down below. I always pin it down below. Click the timestamp next to your zodiac signs, whether it's your sun, moon, rising. But typically, I feel that the rising sign is the most accurate, but teach their own. I have some people tell me that their sun sign is more accurate. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this video. All right, Aries, welcome to your July 2020 horoscope. So this is what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to start off with the dice to see what your numerology is, and then we're going to see what the theme for July 2020 is going to be for you. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, Aries, July 2020 numerology. What are the energies for Aries, July 2020? Okay, so the number on the dice is 11. So your numerology for July 2020 is 11. So pretty much, Aries, what I can tell by this is definitely going to be a time in July where you're going to get closer to your mother or heal the relationship with the women in your family. Specifically, why I'm saying this, Aries, is because I know some of you guys are like, no way, I'm not going to get in touch with him. But for cases where your parents aren't necessarily abusive, this is what I mean. I'm not trying to offend anyone. You guys know what I mean. It's just the chart of what's going on right now. So recently, the past 2 years or year and a half, you've had eclipses which trigger great change in your 4th house of home, mother and family, and also the 10th house of career and father. So essentially what this means, Aries, is for the past year and a half, you've had a lot of ups and downs in regards to your mother and father. So some examples for those of you who are Aries risings, or it could be home and work. So there could be also ups and downs in your home and work life. So for some Aries, this could mean, you go back and forth between your mom and your dad, because the eclipses keep lighting up that 4th and 10th house, which just causes a lot of chaos and change. This could also mean as well that there's been a lot of ups and downs with your relationship with your parents. And for some Aries, this also means that that there has been a lot of ups and downs in your career. It almost seems like because you had Jupiter in your 10th house, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And when it's in the 10th house, it can be good, but it's been debilitated in Capricorn, which means it's like the seesaw. There's been a lot of false starts to your career. There's been a lot of ups and downs in your public image, your career, your reputation. For some Aries, this could have even meant trouble with the law or authority figures. There has been a lot of seesawing. Like, for instance, you guys could have had a lead on a job, but that job fell through. You guys could have lost your job. You guys could have been back and forth between jobs or unsure about your jobs, or maybe your home life or your family members kept you from your job. There's been a seesaw between mom, dad, home, and work, essentially. And what's happening is there's a solar eclipse happening June 21st in Cancer, which means a new beginning in your 4th house of home and family. And then July 5th, I believe, there's a lunar eclipse, which means a closing out of your 10th house of career and father. So Aries, what you're going to realize, and we're going to get to your blessings, but I want you to see the patterns, because when we're able to see the patterns, we're able to see that everything has a divine order and we don't feel so out of control, which is why I love astrology. But essentially, you're going to notice there's going to be a pull back towards your mother or your home. There might be something that ends in your 10th house, so you can focus on your home. But I know a lot of you Aries, this is what I was intuitively picking up for you though. This is where the intuitive message is going to come in, because I look at astrology, tarot, but I also use my intuition, which has taken me a very long time to develop doing this, but it's well worth it, which I'm going to be doing videos about how to develop your intuition and speak to the universe and stuff like that. But essentially, I'm feeling that a lot of you have been very hurt by a woman in your life. This could be any female member of your family, a sister, a mother. And essentially what happened since the beginning of this year, Aries, is your heart chakra became very closed off because you were emotionally very hurt or betrayed by some woman in your family. And whether or not you think you're over it, it's happening on like a subconscious level, because astrology is archetypes, and it kind of explains a little bit of psychology, which is why I really love astrology. So essentially, you know, the last time we had the eclipses in December, and this is probably when the drama started, or January of this year. So for the past 6 months, you've been on work, career, trying to find your career, trying to find your identity out in the world, focus more on the father. But now there's going to be a shift where you're going to have to forgive, you know, whatever woman has hurt you since the beginning, excuse me, guys, of January. And it doesn't even have to just be a woman in your family. It could have been someone you were really close to. Generally, when these eclipses happen in your 4th house of Cancer, this means, you know, there's some sort of hurt or betrayal with a woman that you felt very close to. You felt abandoned, they betrayed you. Those are all the themes. So what you're going to notice, Aries, is when this eclipse happens in January, I'm sorry, I'm getting my months confused. When this eclipse happens in June 21st, what you're going to notice is there's going to be more of a focus on healing that relationship with your mother, your sister, or those close female friends, which sucks because Aries, I know you guys are so closed off right now because you're really hurt. And I don't even, sometimes like when my emotions are closed off, I don't even notice how closed off emotionally I am until after the fact, and I'm like, wow, I was just shut off emotionally. But Aries, I want you to really think about it. I really feel since January of this year, you guys have been emotionally very distant as a defense mechanism to protect yourself, because a lot of the close members of your life hurt you in some way. And this might be why, because I kept getting like the word forgiveness. There's someone you need to forgive. Ugh. I hate getting the tingles, but I love them because I'm like, all right, we're on the right path, because the hairs start standing up. There's somebody in your life, a woman you were close to, you need to forgive. And with this eclipse in Cancer, it's going to open up your heart chakra again, essentially. And it's going to be, it might start out kind of dramatic. I'm not going to lie to you because it's eclipse season, but essentially it's going to be a good thing because having your heart chakra closed off like it's been for you, Aries, is no way to live. This is when your creativity dies. This is when you can't get that close intimacy you want with people. Their resentment builds up. So definitely expect that. And I heard, and guys, this is more the channeled message. It's not so much astrology, but I just heard for some Aries that I really feel this, that because, well, actually it's kind of astrology, because Mercury is going to be in Cancer in your 4th house at that certain degree it's going to be at. I actually feel like there's going to be some sort of person from the past who comes back apologizing to you. And I feel for a lot of you it is romantic, because for some of you this was a romantic hurt. But if not that, I feel like it's a friend or someone that you had a huge falling out with, or if not that, healing the relationship with a close woman in your life. I guarantee that's probably going to happen by the end of July 2020. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about, Aries, it's so hot in here because I have to turn off the air conditioning, is this is a time when Mercury is in Cancer. This is really a time, and you know, a lot of people don't talk about this a lot, but this is something I've really felt intuitively called to teach about. When Mercury's in Cancer during Cancer season, like it's going to be for you in July, this is a big deal, because I actually feel like this is the time when I feel like astrologically, certain astrological shifts actually allow us to become in contact with our ancestors, our deceased loved ones, and this is something that I've really noticed. Other astrologers may not agree with me, that's okay, but this is something from my own experience of studying, and I really felt, Aries, for you, because astrology is a map of the stars and the energy. It's not just mundane, it's like the spiritual level. With Mercury in the 4th house of Cancer, I'm really sensing for you, you're very much in touch with your ancestors. You're noticing a lot of patterns occurring in your relationships and family life that is actually a pattern that has been carried down for many generations. So for instance, if you're having failures in love, if you're having some sort of issue in love, nobody deserves abuse. I'm going to outright say that. But what I'm saying is it's very likely your ancestors also suffered from the same things you're suffering from currently, either in your family structure or in your love life or in your relationships. And this is family karma being worked out, because Saturn is also in Aquarius. And on a mundane level, that does mean there's kind of a restriction on, you know, like relationships, that's COVID, stuff like that. But I really feel like Aquarius is the sign of liberation from karma, liberation from the past. So I really feel like this is a time, Aries, where you're working out a lot of family karma. And, you know, in my opinion, family karma, family curses, that's not something that has to keep going on. You have the power to end it. And I see, Aries, that there's some behavior or some patterns in your life that your ancestors have gone through, and you're seeing this, and it's time to heal from that. And all you do to heal is recognize those patterns and break free from it. They say, like, if you say, I don't want to be like my mother, you end up being just like your mother, but you know, things like that. But I also feel as well, for a lot of you, there is a grandparent or ancestral ancestor trying to get a hold of you, and we're going to go ahead and see what those signs are. But I really feel like one of the signs is 1111, because that is your numerology for this month. And I also feel, Aries, I know a lot of you had a lot of issues with like friends recently as well. A lot of issues with friends. This is all going to shift starting July with the eclipse. Okay, so I got the anchor. So for some of you, this is just the channeled message. It's not going to resonate for every one of you. Some of your ancestors who are your spirit guides, which I believe like souls who share the same blood as you, who have passed on, who now watch over you in this life. This is what I believe. You don't have to believe that, but we got the anchor. So for some of you, this person could have been someone in the Navy. They could have been someone who lived by the ocean. Some of you, this could have been like a grandparent who had a lot of Navy tattoos, or like tattoos of, you know, the old Navy tattoos. This could have also been the wife of someone married to someone in the military. And also they're showing me the number 35. So this person could have been a Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. They could also have like they could have like seashells or have like seashell themed house or something of that nature. But for others of you, what I'm also getting from this card is that a lot of you, Aries, you're going to have the opportunity to go out of your comfort zone and try something new, as I see from the Two of Wands. But what's going on is that Sun is in Gemini, which means it's a season of making decisions, and it's going to go into Cancer. For a lot of you, I think you're going to have the opportunity to try something new, to go somewhere, but I see something holding you back with this anchor, because this is the card of travel and new experience and going out of your comfort zone. But we have the anchor here. We have Saturn, which is like holding you back. So Aries, Mercury is going to go retrograde in July. So I do sense there might be something holding you back from a plan, or some delays in plans, delays in travel. This is also telling me as well. Let me see if I can get any other advice cards. And for some of you, Aries, one other blessing that I see for you is I actually feel like there's a romantic love offer coming your way. Reason being is because the solar eclipse is happening at this certain degree that really triggers love and romance. And I feel for a lot of you, these are the messages I heard. These life changes that are about to occur in your life with the eclipses is going to lead you to a big time soulmate, or you might choose to stay behind because of a soulmate, like a soulmate. You might meet a soulmate, and that might be why you change your plans. But I definitely see for a lot of Aries, love and romance, and that was actually something that I continuously got. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out of these fortune cards to see what other blessings Aries can expect. Okay, so we have the Judgment card. So definitely, Aries, for those of you who are waiting to hear from someone who ghosted you from the past, you're definitely going to hear from them. Maybe like one of your husband, wife went to the military, whatever, something like that. There's definitely going to be some good news coming your way. I definitely feel that for you guys. And for a lot of you, I think this is a change in your home life, your family life, where you live, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out of the blessings jar, because I love the blessings jar. Blessings jar for Aries, July 2020. Blessings jar for Aries, July 2020. Okay. So I have a new friend, partnership professionally, and I also have reconciliation with a dear one. Guys, you know what I'm going to say. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? Tarot doesn't lie. Okay, so we're going to draw two more maybe. Okay, we also have awakening past life talents, which I feel for a lot of Aries, it actually has something to do with music or writing. A lot of you have been doing like music, journaling, writing, talking, podcasting. I'm hearing music writing, lyrics, something to do with verbal expression. That's a past life talent, and you should definitely pursue it with the North Node being in Gemini, amping those abilities up. We also have destiny is here, positive change. Look at that, guys. Aries, I know you guys have suffered a lot recently. I know you guys went through dark night of the soul, but it's gonna be okay. Like, there might be like a few solar eclipse dramas, but what I'm seeing is any change that occurs, anything that happens, any delays is destiny. It's part of your path. And also healing your environment. So those are the blessings that I have for you. And we're gonna go ahead and do one dice roll to see what other themes you can expect. Okay, themes for Aries. So we have North Node, Cancer, 4th house. Guys, how crazy is that? Can you see that? I swear I didn't. Okay, 4th house, Cancer, North Node. Yeah, guys, you're heading towards like your home, your mother, your family, all of that stuff. So that's all I have for you, Aries. I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi Taurus, welcome to your July 2020 horoscope prediction. But first, what I'm going to start off with is we are going to go do your numerology dice to see what the themes for your July 2020 is. So let's see the numerology for Taurus July 2020. So we have the number 12. Okay, so this is what I see for you, Taurus, July 2020. I really feel in July, just looking at your 12 numerology, that a lot of you are going to end up creating with a group of people. So this could mean like, you know, you get together with a group at school, you get together with a group at work. I really do sense, Taurus, like this is the energy I was sensing when I was looking at your chart. I really sense that a lot of you in July 2020, you guys are going to make some sort of beneficial partnership, or this can even be romantic for some Tauruses. It depends on your chart, depends if you're a sun, moon, and rising, but this Tauruses is generally the time where I really feel like a relationship is likely to manifest for you if you've been manifesting a romantic relationship, because Mars is going to be in your 11th house of wishes coming true, and you know, at the degree it's hitting your 7th house of partnership. So Taurus, for those of you who have been manifesting a romantic partner, I really do see that coming in, and I really feel as though you're going to meet this person at work or at school or through co-workers or through classmates or something like that. If it's not a romantic relationship, I was also sensing too, Taurus, this is going to be you know, like a partnership, a work partnership, or a friendship that you meet through work or school. And this might seem kind of like unfathomable to you, because for the past 6 months you've been on a Capricorn cycle, which means there was a solar eclipse, a new beginning, January 2020, for the past 6 months in your 9th house of Capricorn, which was about doing things on your own, establishing boundaries with people. Your heart chakra was closed off. There was likely mistrust of other people. There was likely more of a focus on your independence and learning to say no to people and draw boundaries with people. But it's eclipse season again, and it's happening in your 3rd house of Cancer. So essentially what this means is I sense that a lot of you are going to be more working in partnerships, more creative partnerships, creative friendships, or romantic relationships. These are all things I see coming in for you at work or at school, because it's hitting your 3rd house. It could be online, but another thing I'm seeing as well is that a lot of you recently have went through a lot of difficulty because you had Uranus at the critical 8th degree in your 1st house, which causes unexpected changes. It also causes a lot of worry, anxiety, and on top of that, your ascendant ruler Venus was going retrograde in your 2nd house of possessions, security, and family. So this has been a very rough month for you, and I know it has been tough for you, because whenever your ascendant ruler goes retrograde, it is very confusing time. So because it was going retrograde in your 2nd house, Taurus, this could have meant like there was a lot of anxiety, because remember, it's all like these are the themes, so it could be one or all of them, but there was likely some anxiety about your job and money. Money could have been a huge struggle for you because Venus was going retrograde in your 2nd house. Not only that, I'm hearing that some of you feel like you are the black sheep in your family. That was another message I kept consistently getting for you guys. You feel underappreciated by your family. You feel underappreciated by the people around you. And there could have also been too, because Venus also rules your 6th house of relationships, of your enemies, and also debts. There could have been a lot of trying to resolve your debt, or a lot of debt coming up, or a lot of debt you had to deal with, a lot of enemies, or a lot of mistrust of people, a lot of conflicts, a lot of not feeling safe, paranoia, anxiety, all of these things I'm seeing for you. And I wanted to specify because I wanted to make sure, you know, because the thing about astrology is I love doing astrology readings, but to me, what I really feel like is astrology isn't just like a mundane view of what you can expect. It's also a map of our souls and what we must learn, and that's why I really enjoy the pick a cards, but I'm trying to incorporate more of both in there. So I'm going to show you the cards that I drew for this. So we have the Moon, which talks about anxiety and confusion. All right, and then we also have the 8 of Swords, which also talks about anxiety and confusion. You can just see the imagery on this. I mean, these are the cards that represent your energy, Taurus, and we also have the 2 of Swords. And to me, this looks like a lot of mental anxiety in regards, and this could also be in regards to your health. That's another thing I heard there. And because the Moon is ruled by Pisces, and that rules your 11th house of friendships, you might not know who to trust, who's your friend, who's not your friend. A lot of issues issues with relationships with other people, removing toxic, negative people out of your life, and also just a lot of anxiety and confusion about the future, a lot of mental anguish. I'm just getting a lot of anxiety, dealing with like toxic people, dealing with people attacking you and your security, a lot of anxiety about money. And on top of that, I'm seeing too, a lot of you are having a lot of anxiety about your future and your job and where your life is going. That's all things that I'm seeing with this tarot that was here to represent. And the reason being is because Gemini rules your second house, and your ascendant ruler has been in Gemini. And Gemini is all about decisions. It's also all about choices. It's all about two roads we can take. Because when I look at the Gemini sign, to me, it's like two portals you can take. You can take one portal, you can take the other portal. So essentially, there's a lot of confusion about which path you should take. You might have two jobs or two careers that are pulling you in two separate directions, and you might not know which one to choose. You might have a lot of he said, she said going on where you don't know who to trust. There's a lot of confusion about which way is up, which way is down, which way you should take your future. And this is why this has been a very tough time for you. And because Venus also rules your health. It also rules, your body image and stuff like that. When it's going retrograde in the second house, this could mean there was a lot of issues with your health or worries about your health. There could have also been a lot of struggles in regards to your health. And when it's going retrograde in the second house, like I said, there's just a lot of anxiety about it. And what I want to tell you, Taurus, is that I really do sense this changing, because in July 2020, June 25th, Venus is going to stop going retrograde. So it's not going to be as bad, but I do sense a lot of you are going to have to make some sort of important decision. And I also see it with the wishbone right here. And as you can see with the wishbone, they're being pulled in two different directions. I want to tell you, Taurus, no matter what decision you make, stick to a decision, because this is what I told Cancers last month. One decision isn't going to lead to the wrong path and then you're screwed. Just stick to one decision, make that decision, and the universe, you can't miss your destiny. You cannot miss your destiny. No matter what path you take, it all leads back to the same. But that's what I see, you being pulled in two different directions. But I do see wish fulfillment and a wish coming true. For some of you, I did get birth, so I think this is the birth of a new idea for you guys on how to make money. I truly feel that, or I feel like a lot of you are going to go back to school, or you're going to improve one of your already established talents. But I definitely feel like this is going to be the birth of a new creative project for you, or new interests that you're going to really focus on. And I feel as well this has something to do with partnerships or working with a group of women, because the sun is going to be conjunction Vesta Virgins in your third house. So I really feel like, or if not women, like other people, there's going to be you're going to meet a relationship, a friendship at work or at school, or someone who helps you in your work or helps you with, or has the same hobby or something like that. It's really hard to get specific with just your sun, moon, rising, but these are all things you're going to expect July 2020. And one thing I do see as well, this is something I was really called to do this month, honestly. The reason why I was called to do it is because it was something I kept wanting to do a pick a card about, but you guys say you like the astrology, and I love doing the astrology, but I wanted to incorporate the inspiration, because that's another thing I want to tell you, Taurus. If you ever feel inspired to do something, that is absolutely where you're supposed to pursue and where you should direct your energy. Look for that inspiration, because what I've come to find is if you try to force something because it makes logical sense, 9 times out of 10, it's just like, it just doesn't work out. So that's why we're going to be following our inspirations, following what makes us feel good. Now, one thing I got for you guys is man. And like I was saying, is I really wanted to do an ancestral reading or a spirit guide reading or a deceased loved one reading. And I felt really called to do that because I kept, for some reason with my transits, I kept getting a lot of spirit guides, deceased loved ones coming through in all of my readings recently. It hasn't always been like that, but I really sense, because Mercury is going to be in Cancer, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but Mercury in Cancer is actually, I feel, one of the times where ancestors, deceased loved ones come through, because it hits Scorpio, and it just hits a lot, and it hits the Six of Cups in tarot, which talks about the past coming back. I'm either channeling a deceased loved one or somebody from your past higher self who's a male. I really feel that for you, Taurus. This is something I really feel. I feel like some of you have lost a male figure in your life. Or some of you, because Mercury's going to be in Cancer in the 3rd house, like I said. I feel like some of you have lost a male figure in your life, and this figure, and I know this is like getting really woo-woo, and I know, but you guys say you like the woo-woo, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm intuitively feeling, even though I know logically it sounds a little crazy, but I really feel like they're pushing you and inspiring you, and they're motivating you, and they're giving you confidence, like their energy, they're them protecting you, and I'm getting the tingles. Oh, I really feel like this male that you have lost is acting as your spirit guide, trying to inspire you to make the changes you need to make. Because when I asked what their message was for you, I have, in each moment, I am a new me. You are supported as you release habits and limiting patterns that are not serving your highest good. That was their message for you. And I really feel like this man, I really felt like they're helping you break free of some habit. And for some of you, I think it has something to do with health. Because the 6th house and your 2nd house of Gemini, or something to do with an addiction. They're helping you with your health. They're motivating you. They're encouraging you. And a lot of you are having trouble making a decision, and they're showing you with their supportive energy is what I'm feeling. I also see too with the we must remember. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you, and forgive on behalf of generations past. I also felt like intuitively when looking at the charts, this is a time when we're breaking a lot of family karma. We're breaking a lot of family curses. We are the generation that is going to do that. And I feel like some of you are experiencing family karma or family patterns play out in your life. You absolutely can break that. For some of you, it could be with your father, because the South Node is in Sagittarius in your 8th house, and at the degree it's hitting the sun, it's hitting Capricorn, which relates to a father or a male in your family. I feel like a lot of you, you inherited a lot of your business sense, a lot of your writing ability, a lot, because Gemini's in your 2nd house of what you inherit from your family. I really feel like from an ancestral male, a father, a male figure in your family, you have inherited your writing ability, your business ability, your multi-talented abilities, anything to do with Gemini. So mercurial abilities like business, money, speaking, talking, writing, teaching. You inherited that ability from this male. And I feel with that inherited ability, and we all have it, there was also some inherited struggles and issues in regards to it could be anything to do with because Venus is in the 2nd. It could be something to do with the way you feel about yourself. Maybe you're the black sheep of your family, and this person also is the black sheep of their family. Maybe it has something to do with health or your job or the struggles you go through, because I do sense a lot of you are overworked. And I feel like even this overworked tendency where you feel like you have to work super hard might be something that's inherited. That's considered a family curse. And I'm not like saying that, anyone deserves anything bad, but we inherit certain things that we work through because we come here to release generational karma. And I really feel like that's something you're working through, and this person is helping you release those unhealthy people. For some of you, the pattern could be you guys, Tauruses, they have a strong solar plexus. That's why they have Capricorn in the 9th. They're here to learn how to be discerning of their energy. A lot of people will take a lot of their energy from their solar plexus, and I feel like this male spirit guide is helping protect you from negative and toxic people. A lot of you might not know who to trust. Pray to whoever this is, the male ancestor, the male you lost in your life. They're supporting you. They're helping you. I really feel like for a lot of you, okay, so let me see what other blessings that we have here. I really do feel a lot of you, a wish of yours is coming true. But because we have the birth card, I feel like you guys are working really hard for something. You've been feeling really lost. You're on the right path to your destiny. That's one thing I heard this male say. It's just that things don't happen overnight. You have Saturn in your 10th, which means that yes, it's great for career growth, but you have to keep choosing. You have to choose a direction instead of being just paralyzed in fear. Because I see with the Rhinoceros, the advice card, still the chatter within to see your true path in life. I see that a lot of you, you're so confused. Just pick a path. You can't avoid your destiny. You really can't. But yeah, I really sense that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave this picture here in case this person, he wants to come through. But I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice real quick, Taurus, for you to see, you know, what is the numerology for July for you, what you can expect. So Taurus numerology, July is 1. This represents the sun. It represents your father. It represents your home. It rules the 4th house of your home. I really feel like a lot of you are going to be working out some family karma with a male in your life, possibly siblings, because it's in the 3rd house. But this also talks about, you know, expressing what's on your heart, because Tauruses, I will tell you this, if you're confused about your destiny, you have Cancer in your 3rd house of your hopes, desires, and wishes, which means Cancer rules your sacral chakra, which talks about creativity, and also your 3rd eye. So channeled creativity, and nowadays creativity could be anything: entrepreneurship, writing, speaking, music. For a lot of you, I heard music. You need to go back to doing music or something. But essentially, this means that in order for you to be happy, you need to express yourself creatively. And a lot of you have the ability to channel through your creativity. And now really it's about releasing the fear of what people will think, releasing the fear of being stuck because you're scared of change, releasing whatever fear that's keeping you from going on that path. I'm seeing a lot of fear of other people. Uranus is in your 1st house. I'm seeing a fear losing your identity to your environment or other people, comparing yourself and your talents to other people. Venus going retrograde in your 2nd. Don't lose your individual identity, because the best part of yourself, your soul, is located in your 4th house of home, in your inner life. I feel like you're being called to express that authentically to others. And one thing I also heard too is that I feel like a lot of you are going to be healing your environment a lot. You're going to be removing toxic people. You're going to be standing up for yourself. In turn, you're going to attract better people, work partnerships, better romantic opportunities. But I'm going to go ahead and roll the tarot dice to see what your main themes are going to be as well. So we also have the 8th house, Scorpio, and Mercury. For a lot of you guys, I see your occult abilities being raised up because the South Node is in your 8th house. And when I had South Node transit in my 8th house, guys, like, wow. Yeah, this is when I got into tarot, astrology, my psychic abilities got rose, my grammar. This is what you get for dropping out. But anyway, I really sense like that's being really awoken in you. Your connection to spirit, your natural ability to talk to deceased loved ones, your channeling. I actually feel a lot of you have already been in contact with them. Feelings, tingles, signs. We can look at signs. But yeah, guys, Mercury in the 8th house. And also I see as well, like I said, other people's money coming in as well. A lot of contracts that are going to be signed in July. That's another thing I saw. But let's go ahead and see if we can channel. I have these medium cards. They're actually a board game, but I use them for channeling. So let's see what this man wants to say. So we have sled, and I know some of this is going to sound random, but you guys might relate it. Maybe they like to sled. Maybe, I don't know. This is so random. But we also have wedding. For a lot of you Taurus, I actually feel like this is going to be a time when you meet a soulmate as well. I felt that for a lot of you guys, a lot of the signs, but you specifically with Aries and also a few others. And like I said, I feel like you're going to meet them at work or at school or traveling on social media. This could have been someone you were with who passed away. This could have been someone, let me see what other words I can get for this this person that I'm channeling, this male. We also have sky. Okay, sled and sky, wedding. We also have muscle. They could have been someone who was really into working out. This could have been someone who, let's see what else we have. We also have octopus. Oh god, this is so random, but for some of you this might relate. Sorry if that seems, like completely out there, but let me see what your number sequences are for July 2020. We also have 11. So I feel like this person communicates through 1111. They could have been a life path at 11. They could have been born on the 11th. They could have been a November baby. But I really feel like some of you have been manifesting love, and I see that coming in for you, if not in July, August for sure. So that's all I have for you. I hope you have a great one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to your July 2020 horoscope prediction using tarot and astrology. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your prediction. First, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the dice to go ahead, and yes, it's D&D dice because I'm a huge nerd, as people like to point out to me. But we're going to go ahead and roll the dice to see what your numerology is for July 2020 for Geminis. Let's see what it is. So we got the 11. So your numerology is 11, which is very weird because you also, the last 3 signs also had that as well. So essentially what this means for you, Gemini, is this is going to be a time when you are embracing more of your feminine energy. And this is very, okay, so Gemini males, Gemini females, it doesn't matter what you identify as. It's just that Geminis are a masculine sign. They're more of a masculine dominated sign. And it's ironic because it's going to be Cancer season, and the sun's going to be in Cancer, Mercury's going to be in Cancer in your second house. Now, the reason why Cancer is in your second house as a Gemini, because this is why I get so excited about astrology, and I love talking about astrology, because it's not just mundane. It shows the map of creation and the path that it goes along. And when you have Cancer in the second house, Gemini, the second house is about the root chakra, how you become grounded, how you feel happy in your body, how you feel happy on this physical material plane. You have Cancer in the second house, Gemini. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because you're going to have a lot of your planets in the second house in July. The reason why you have Cancer in the second house is because for a Gemini rising especially if you're Gemini rising, but this also applies if you're Sun or Moon, how you feel happy and grounded, because Cancer is water. You need to be around water, because I'll show you guys. I drew some tarot as well, and the reason why I do that is because it all ties together. I'm not going to go on and bore you about it, but when I was meditating on your specific chart for July, I got the Tranquility card, and if you notice, it's a mermaid in a bathtub taking a nice relaxing bath. So Gemini, what I see for you, because remember, astrology doesn't dictate your life. This is why it's good to listen to your horoscope, to look at your transits if you already know astrology, because then you can see how you can better succeed. So Gemini, I'm not going to lie to you, Mercury is going retrograde in your second house, and that's your ascendant ruler. Mercury goes retrograde a lot, and this sucks for Geminis, because Geminis they're always moving, they're more of forward energy. So when Mercury's going retrograde in your second house of Cancer, essentially the universe is going to slow you down energetically to focus on grounding yourself. That's why it's happening. So in July, when Mercury goes retrograde, starting at the end of June, and you feel sluggish, slowed down, depressed, unhappy, you feel sick, you feel anxious, because it's in that second house of Cancer, this is showing me that if you want to get past all of this Gemini Mercury retrograde angst, which happens, I'm a Gemini in sidereal, so I definitely feel this. Gemini in sidereal, not tropical. Essentially what you need to do is ground yourself, because that's what it wants you to do. So I see you guys, the best course of action for you, and I see you guys doing is traveling to a body of water, relaxing near water. It's actually ideal for Geminis to live near water. I truly feel that, especially if you're Gemini rising, because something about the water makes you feel grounded and happy and secure and present in your body. It makes you feel just and when I talk about being present in your body, this is something Geminis really struggle with, and that's because your first house ruler is a mutable air sign, which means a lot of Geminis, especially when they're younger, they struggle with anxiety, they struggle with identity. Who am I? I know when I was younger as a Gemini in sidereal astrology, I would imitate my favorite artists. I would imitate Brody Dahl to the point of it being embarrassing. I got the same tattoos as her. Like, who does that? You know, you tend to lose your identity, or it's easy for your identity to be swayed. And, you know, not just that, like, it's easy for you to get anxious, or when you're talking, you're not really present. When you're talking, you're just saying the words, but your mind is elsewhere. It's hard for you to, you know, kind of like stay present in what you're doing. You're always fidgeting, you know, that's something that Gemini risings really struggle with. And I talked about that in my last video. And essentially when Mercury goes retrograde in your second house, Gemini, as we can see with this card, this is about, you know, taking the time to slow down and ground yourself. And how you ground yourself is through the sign of Cancer, which means through the water. So salt baths are something I always recommend to Gemini rising, sidereal or tropical, or Geminis in general. This also means like living near a body of water if you can, going to visit water parks, immersing yourself in water, the sound of water. These are all things that are going to make you feel so much better during this Mercury retrograde. You're gonna thank me later. I don't mean to sound preachy, but it really does. And I have personal experience with this. So that's what I see for you guys. But it's not all bad, because I know whenever I hear a horoscope that's like, I'm gonna be slowed down because I have to focus on self-care. I can't just work and, like, you know, build up my channel, and like I get all anxious. But this is a good thing, because when you're in this energy, Gemini, even though you're not on the go, all of your past efforts that you have done come back to you, especially with Mercury being in Cancer, which is a very good placement. Specifically, I see, you know, a lot of one blessing I specifically saw, which I'm going to get into the chart and also the cards about it. I had, when I drew for your blessings, Gemini, this is going to be a great month for you. I got the luck card, which is the 4-leaf clover. And this says you are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. So right away, I see that a lot of luck is coming your way, but I wanted to specify what that was. We have the 3 of Summer as a clarification card, and we also have the Ace of Summer. So what I'm seeing, guys, is you're going to receive some sort of really amazing opportunity in regards to your work, job, school, career, or even money from other people. I'm seeing some sort of really good news, really good message. Maybe you're waiting to be accepted from to a school. Maybe you're waiting to hear from a job. Maybe some opportunity is going to present itself that brings in so much good luck. You're going to hear some really good news during this time. Some really good opportunity is going to come your way that's a cause for celebration. It's really hard to pinpoint exactly what that is with a general astrology reading, but what I can say universally with the Mercury being in the second house, even though it's going retrograde, I do sense a lot of good things coming for you, specifically in regards to money, school, work, job opportunity, or some really good news coming in, which you're probably going to see by mid-July, maybe even towards the end of June. Now, one thing I also want to tell you, Gemini, as Gemini rising, sun, or moon, and I was actually going to do a video about this because it's so important for you guys to know, but I got sidetracked with my other projects. But since you guys are watching this, as a Gemini, sun, rising, or moon, your environment is so important, because Gemini is a mutable air sign. And, you know, as a mutable air sign, that also rules your perception, your environment, your surroundings, the people you surround yourself with, Gemini, your well-being. Like, if you have sun in Gemini, this is like your ego, your self-esteem. Moon is your mood, how you feel. Gemini risings, it's like your health and also your energy levels. These are all very much impacted by your environment. So the neighborhood you live in, the house you live in, the people you associate with, you guys are highly sensitive people, HSPs. I really feel that. And that means if you're around like people who are low vibed, you will easily pick up that energy. If you are living somewhere where your house is messy and it's just chaos, your well-being, your self-esteem, your mood, your energy levels are all impacted by this. So what I actually see for you, Gemini, is you're going to be healing that. And I see for some of you, one of the ways you're going to do it is through plants, or is through like cutting or getting rid of things, getting rid of clutter, cleaning. These are all things that I see that you could do and you will do that's really going to improve your mood during this Mercury retrograde. But what I also see for you, Gemini, is not just that. I also see, because Venus does really well in Gemini in your first house, is a lot of you are going to improve your appearance in some way. When Venus is in Gemini, guys, like it's going to be going direct. This means you guys are going to improve your wardrobe, the way you look. You are going to be radiating that Venetian beauty. This is really good for Geminis, because one of the only beneficial planets for Geminis, and it's not saying that Gemini is a bad placement, it's not. There's always a reason, a spiritual reason. But one of the most beneficial planets is Venus, and it's going to be in your first house going direct on the 25th. So guys, this means improved appearance, changing your appearance in a very positive way. This also means too, a lot of opportunities in love, a lot of relationships coming to you. And what I also see too, because you have Juno in the 5th house, Gemini, is right now your ideal partner is actually somebody who is very creative and talented. That's what you're ideally looking for as a Gemini. So you could be really into artists, entrepreneurs, people you feel have great creative ability. These are the kind of people that you're drawn to, people you respect in regards to their creativity, their talents, how they express themselves. And I actually see you guys attracting those people, whether it's friendships or love, because there's going to be a solar eclipse June 21st, which means a new beginning, and that critical 0 degree of Cancer, lighting that up. And it's going to light up when Venus, and essentially this is something I've learned in astrology, and I don't know if you guys are interested, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Solar eclipses, which is the new beginnings, they cause great change, but solar eclipses are lighting up for a specific transit. And we can look at what planets are about to hit it in regards to what transit that solar eclipse is lighting up. So Venus is going to, at the end of July, finally hit your 2nd house of Cancer in that 0 degree. So at the end of July, this is when you're really going to see the full manifestation of your blessings. So I know this video is more for the beginning of July, but Gemini, I'm telling you, at the end of July, you're going to meet someone who's creatively talented, who you respect, people who you're just really impressed by them. They are going to come in romantically and friendship wise. And I also saw that as well by the 3 of Cups. And this one says, you have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. But this also talks about, successful friendships. This also talks about connection with people you respect, and also good news. And we also have the Ace of Cups, which says this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, so a re-spark in your romantic life, essentially, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights, as we can see here. And one thing I do see for you, Gemini, is that recently your love life has taken a blow for a lot of you guys, or there's just been a lot of ups and downs in your love life, because you have the North and South node in your 1st and 7th house. And I see, why I see that? I see that with the card, my goal is to always create harmony and clarity in my relationships, because these are the cards that I drew for you. And I also have, I know and trust the universe. I know and trust that the universe will only bring me loyal, supporting, and loving relationships. So for some people, you were dealing with an infidelitous partner, or you were dealing with someone who wasn't very honest, didn't come through with their promises, someone you were kind of like honestly settling for because you can do better, because I saw from your spirit guides, set your sights higher. So what I see coming in for you is definitely better friendships, better romantic partners, people who are loyal. And I do feel as though, a lot of you, loyalty has definitely been an issue for some of you. But what I'm also seeing, guys, is this is an amazing time for you. And I know Mercury retrograde is really going to mess with you a lot. I'm not going to lie, because I don't want to be like deceitful in the astrology reading. But what I also have is Eagle. You will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength. This is a very good omen, Gemini. This is a very, 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 very good omen in regards to your career. I see a career, finances, your life path, your destiny, feeling on track to your destiny, feeling like you have a purpose here on earth. This is a very big time in general. Sorry about my dog, Lisa. Maybe she'll come and say hi eventually. I love her. But I don't mind her noise that much. But it's the upstairs neighbors that I can't But anyway, we also have the card of set your sights higher. So we have 2 soaring higher, setting your sights higher. Gemini, I want to tell you, like, you at the end of July, you're really going to see a growth in your life where you are winning. You really are. These 2 cards are great omens. I see you leaving behind situations, people, things, environments that were beneath you, and I see you leveling up your home environment, leveling up your relationships, leveling up in career with Mars being in that 10th house. We also have the card of I was not made for mediocrity, Gemini. You were not made for mediocrity. A lot of you for a while there, you were just staying where it was comfortable and safe. Guys, life is about to pick up. I'm looking at your chart with where Mars is, with where Venus is going to be. Life is about to soar up, and you are about to have so much luck and so much blessings. And I know life has been tough, but I promise, like, these are the cards that I channeled, and that's what I really feel for you, because I have the blessings jar. So Gemini blessings for July 2020. We have new skill, improved skill, or talent. So you guys are going to improve some sort of skill or talent substantially. We also have the fit, healthy body, great body image. Wow, guys, I do see that. We also have healing your environment, like I said. I see an improvement in your health as well, like you guys being more conscious about what you eat and stuff like that. We also have the card of abundance magnet. Didn't I say that, guys? And we're going to do one more. We also have life-changing opportunity. What did I say, guys? A life-changing opportunity is on your way. And that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope this helped you out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Cancer, welcome to your July 2020 horoscope tarot reading based on what blessings are coming your way. So as you guys know, I did launch my Lilith Ascendant store, and I just came out with the Cancer candle that's 100% soy, vegan, handmade, with oils that were specifically designed for healing Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, which helps elevate your mood. So if you're interested in checking that out, the links are down below. And also, if you guys sign up for the subscription, you will get the Cancer candle and also each new release of each candle every month with its own healing property. So definitely check that out if you feel called to. So Cancer, let's go ahead and get right on to your reading. So I'm going to start off first with the tarot that I drew for you to see what the themes for your July 2020 were, what blessings are coming your way. So I did have Angel, Cabin, and Caribbean. So Cancer, with Mars being in your 9th house and also with the North Node being in your 12th house of, you know, places you've never been before, spiritual places, I feel like one of the blessings coming for a lot of you is you're going to have the opportunity to go somewhere in nature that you have never been before that is going to be extremely healing for you and also help you get in touch with your higher self, as I can see with Angel. Now, originally when I saw the Angel card, I actually thought I was channeling an angel, because if you guys watch your Sun, Moon, or Rising, you'll probably see me channeling spirit guides and deceased loved ones, and that's because recently it's just been like overload, and it's not always been like that. I don't know why it's like that recently. I can speculate, but essentially when I saw the Angel card, initially I thought it was a spirit guide I was picking up. I was picking up some sort of, you know, angel watching over you. But the more that I meditated on it, I actually feel like I was picking up your higher self, Cancer. Your higher self from the future has come through for you on this reading. And I know for some of you who aren't into spirituality, that's a little weird, but essentially there's a physical plane where we can only perceive the linear construction of time, but outside of this physical plane, which we cannot perceive with our 5 senses, is the spiritual plane where our souls reside, where we are able to channel people's higher selves and our spirit guides. That's how psychics tap into the messages. And essentially, I really feel like your future self, your higher self, like you in the future, has come through for you in this reading to give you some reassurance. So Cancer, the reason why I feel like your higher self came through is because I really felt like you need this message right now. And we're going to get into the astrology of it later on, but essentially the North Node is in your 12th house right now of the hidden, and the 12th house is normally linked with the angelic realm, our past lives, our psychic abilities, and you have the North Node there amping that house up, which means that you guys are going to be getting a lot of spiritual messages, a lot of channeled messages, a lot of connection to your spirit guides, and I really feel like your higher self has come through on this reading, Cancer, because a lot of you are at a crossroads in your life where you feel really confused, and the reason being is because the sun is in the 12th house, Venus is in the 12th house of Gemini, and Gemini is all about decisions, making decisions. That's why it's ruled by the Lovers in tarot. And essentially the 12th house is such a confusing house because it relies on your psychic senses. It relies on your intuition. It relies on releasing control. It's the mystery. It's the unknown. So a lot of you with all of those planets in your 12th house of Gemini currently, you guys are very confused about which path should I take? Is this the wrong way? Am I on the right path? Did I make the wrong decision? Who should be in my life? Who shouldn't? Who can I trust? Who can't I? Should I choose this person or should I choose the other person? Where should I live? Should I stay where it's comfortable in the past or should I move forward into the future? There's a lot of things that you are confused about, a lot of decisions you have to make, and you're at a crossroads right now. And I'm seeing that your higher self has come through, and what they're telling me, Cancer, is that whatever decision you made, you have made the right decision. They're reassuring, what they're saying, like what I'm feeling right now, and I'm getting the tingles, your higher self is saying, your future self, you made the right decision. Where you are right now is a crossroads. You're at a path, and I said this in my last video, but I'm really hearing this for you. You are at a path where you don't know which decision to take. You don't know what's left, what's right, where to go. Your spirit guides are saying, your higher self is saying that you have made the right choice. Everything has worked out. You are where you need to be, and also you're at a developmental phase, and they're telling me that whatever decision you made, because this is a general reading, it's hard to pinpoint for thousands of you, but essentially what I'm hearing, the message that I'm hearing from your future self is whatever choice that you have decided to make or you will make in July, no matter how confusing, they are reassuring you that you have made the right choice. And they're also reassuring me that you have a lot of help around you. You have a lot of spirit guides around you, nudging you. And I'm getting so many tingles like on my head and my shoulders. They're nudging you towards the right choice. And they're guiding you right now, even though you feel lost and you feel like you don't know if you made the wrong choice. They're guiding you towards the right choice. You cannot make the wrong choice because you cannot escape your destiny. Everyone has a destiny. If you choose one path, it's not going to mean you're going to fail and life's going to be awful for you. It just means there's two paths, and like I was telling Taurus, it connects to the same road. And they're telling me that whatever big decision you're stressed about, whatever decision you make, whatever decision that's been on your mind, you have made the right decision and everything has worked out. And that's essentially what your higher self is telling me. And you know what? Your higher self came through as well. And what I'm going to show you the cards I got when I channeled your higher self. Hold on for just a second. Got to turn on my second camera. Getting really high tech here. I have two cameras working. But so I have the cosmic egg, and I also have the divine feminine. The presence of the divine feminine at the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. So your future self, your enlightened self, the one who's reassuring you that you're making the right choice, that you cannot make the wrong choice. Your future self is already saying you made the right choice. It's saying that everything's fine and they're giving you peace. Your future self is coming in as this beautiful divine feminine energy, and it doesn't matter what you identify as, because in our soul, in astrology, there's the sun and the moon, which represents two parts of the soul. The sun is your masculine soul in your birth chart. The moon is the feminine part of your soul. The masculine part of your soul is the outward expression of yourself, more of the logical side, and the moon is your inward expression of your soul, more of the creative side. So we each have the sun and our moon in our birth chart because our soul is made up of these two parts. And as a Cancer sun, moon, rising, your higher self, your developed self is this beautiful divine feminine energy, which I'm going to explain. So if you have Cancer as your rising, this means in your past life, because we have the 7th house of Capricorn, and I discussed this earlier, you are someone who is more in your grounded energy, your work energy, your grind energy. You could have been someone who's very successful, business oriented, and this is your natural state, because your rising sign is what you're learning to do in this life. It is not something that comes easy for you. It's something you develop. And essentially for the last year and a half, you have had solar eclipses in your 1st house and 7th house. So for the past year and a half, you've had these eclipses lighting up these lessons on how to become your higher self, that Cancer side instead of that Capricorn side. And we are just now coming in July to the end of the Cancer Capricorn eclipses, which means the end of the lessons on teaching you how to become your higher self, which is this beautiful divine feminine energy. And this divine feminine energy, because remember, in your past life you were more Capricornian, you were more about law, order, structure, less about creativity. In this life, essentially, when you turn into your higher self, you are somebody who is able to have this magnetic aura. When you have Cancer in your 1st house or sun, you are learning in this life how to be that divine creativity, that divine feminine energy, and how to develop that. With this divine feminine energy comes the ability to heal. It gives the ability of being able to create art that heals. It gives the ability of being able to channel through yourself, channel messages of spirit, healing energy through your art, music, who you are. The divine feminine is so underrated. It's a softer energy. It's a slower energy. But when you develop that divine feminine energy in your 1st house or with your sun or moon, it makes you so magnetic because you're able to be present in your body, because the divine feminine is about being present in your body and confident in your body and being aware of how you feel and like having these amazing empathetic healing abilities and being so present, and your aura just shines when you have that developed divine feminine energy, where you just attract people to you without even trying. You attract favors, you attract love, you attract attention, not because you're seeking it, but because of this beautiful light that you let off, essentially. And that's what you were learning to be with these eclipses happening in your 1st and 7th house, Cancer. So for the past year and a half, even though there's been a lot of drama specifically for you in regards to relationships, in regards to partnerships, in regards to any relationship, because the 7th house axis, it has awoken your higher self and who you are meant to become. And you right now in July are on the precipice of becoming what you are meant to be in this life and developing that and finally stepping into your full power of that strong divine feminine. So you have the perfect balance of your past life, of that divine masculine, and also the perfect balance of the divine feminine, which you're learning in this life, which means empathy, opening up to your emotions, opening up your heart, being present, being soft. And your higher self is coming through as this beautiful, like I'm feeling the energy off these cards, like someone who's so magnetic, someone who just expresses the beauty of life and creativity through their aura. Like that's what you're coming into, Cancer, especially now with the end of these eclipses. You have went through the lessons, and I'm also hearing from your higher self, they're telling me, oh, I'm getting so many tingles. They are telling me that this is the end of your relationship karma. You had to play that out in this life because of the eclipse happening in Capricorn in your 7th house. There's one more happening in July 5th in Capricorn. But what they're telling me is this marks the end of the relationship karma you've been experiencing, the hardships in partnerships, the hardships in relationships. Because I specifically got the card for you. Did I put it back? I hope I didn't put it back. I specifically got the card for you. The imbalances and relationships that have been keeping you down are no longer needed. You are ready to transform. They are telling me that this is the end of relationship karma, your higher self. This is the end. After July, this is the end of it. You've learned your lesson. You have developed into your higher self. What your higher self is also telling me as well is that First of all, you're going through a lot because you're really stressed out due to all of this change, and great change comes with great transformation. They're saying that use your empathetic ability to connect with others, discern the information you receive, and do not take on what is not your own. So what they're also telling me too is with these eclipses, you have developed your intuition and your sight of people. That's why recently you might have been kind of paranoid of others, or you're not sure who to trust. Cancer, you have developed your intuition. Listen to your intuition about certain people. Listen to the dreams. Listen to the intuitive messages. Really listen, because your intuition is fully developed, even though because I did get the Page of Pentacles. So this tells me your higher self is the fully formed version of it, where it's like superpowers times 100. Right now you're at the Page of Pentacles stage. So you're just on the beginning. You're just on the precipice of turning into that higher self I'm channeling. So you're still new. So you're still figuring out, who can I trust? Who can I not trust? Your spirit guides are saying that you have developed something solid to listen to your intuition and trust your intuition, because it's not like before. We have the card of your sharpened senses allow you to observe the actions of others. Look at that. Like a fox around you. You're able to see who's your friend, who's not. Just the difficulty is like going past the paranoia and listening to your heart and intuition. I'm also hearing as well that a lot of you, your higher self is saying that really soon, I would actually say by the end of this year, your higher self is telling me that you are going to meet a soulmate. I see it with the Unity card. This is why I'm so excited your higher self came through. I see it with the Unity card right here. Your higher self is saying this is the end of relationship karma for you, and there's somebody coming your way with the Eight of Wands. I'm actually thinking towards December, maybe even Scorpio season. There's someone coming your way. Or if you guys are already married, this is the end, or with someone you love, this is the end of the karma with that person, and it's all uphill from there. That's what I'm hearing, and you're entering a stage of like bliss in regards to relationships instead of so many lessons. And I really do hear that. Yeah, because we also have the Seven of Cups, which relates to Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sagittarius season, I see this person coming in for those of you who are single. But your life is moving very fast, and your higher self wants you to know everything is okay in the future. They're really saying that to me, and I want you to know that. But let's go ahead and see, what's coming out of the blessings jars for Cancer in June 2020. What is the blessings jar? We have lots of options in love. Didn't I tell you guys are going to have multiple options in love coming up? And I really feel your spirit guides are saying, listen with your heart, your intuition. Either choice is going to lead you to the right person, but I see multiple options in love, especially with Venus being in Gemini in your 12th house. This talks about lots of options. And also with your friendships too. I feel that as well. You're wondering who's your friend, who's not. Listen to your intuition. And also what I want to tell you is Sun has been in Gemini in your 12th house, which means the way you feel about yourself, if you're letting like people, the way they judge you and talk about you affect your self-esteem, which is very common with Sun in the 12th, hidden enemies. A lot of your self-esteem could be suffering due to people who don't really have your best intention and are sending you the evil eye, bad energy, stuff like that. Your spirit guides are saying you know who these people are, and you're going to have the confidence to cut these people out. These are all messages that I hear for you, Cancer. Okay, and we also have being noticed by someone important. Someone you want to notice you is going to notice you in July, and that's going to be one of your blessings. We also have owning your power and worth. What did I say, guys? Yay. I just feel like you're going to cut out a lot of people who are weighing you down and making you feel bad about your authenticity and your voice and, your true beliefs. And instead you're attracting better people, kind of like the Geminis. And we also have speaking up for yourself successfully towards someone. Guys, I apologize about my neighbors. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's wrong with them. So those are all things that I see. Speaking up for yourself successfully, cutting people out, seeing who doesn't have your best intentions for good, and all of that stuff. So that's all I see for you, Cancer. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your July 2020 astrology and tarot prediction. Let's go ahead and see what blessings are coming your way. So I'm going to start out first with these cards that I drew to see what general blessings are coming to you July 2020. So the first card that we have is Cup. And the second card that we have is Rodeo. The third card that we have is Eagle. And the fourth card that we have is Ring. Okay, so Leo, this is actually a really good omen because we have the eagle. And whenever you see the eagle or there's eagle symbolism, this means triumph over your difficulties. It means soaring above your difficulties. It also means that good things are on the horizon, like becoming very victorious. So that's a very good omen that we see right here. We also have a ring. So for a lot of you, I do sense one of the blessings coming in. And I was seeing this for a lot of people because of the Cancer eclipse happening at that critical 0 degree. I do feel a lot of you, there's going to be some sort of important commitment or contract that you sign. For some of you, you could get married, proposed to, but for others of you who are very, very, very single, I do see coming for you some sort of committed relationship, which we're going to get into later. But essentially what I'm seeing by these cards, Leo, is that with the rodeo, I kind of feel like a lot of you have been through a lot recently, just a lot. And I have so many cards, so many transits that tell me that. It almost seems like you're riding one of those bulls that are out of control and you feel like you're going to fall off. There's a lot of fear surrounding it. I'm also seeing a lot of you with like rodeo and ring. What this tells me is there's a lot of battles you've been having to fight in your everyday. This is a general reading, so I'm going to try to get as specific as possible. But when I see rodeo and ring, it almost feels like a boxing ring, or like, you know, in the rodeos where everyone's watching while they're about to fall off the bull. That's the energy that I've seen for you recently, is like everyone's just watching you fail, or you feel like you're in the middle of this great fight in your life. It could also be too, you feel like you're trying to tackle all of these problems, but you just keep falling off, and you know, things just keep not working out. And it also tells me as well, there's a lot of like overwhelming energy where you feel really stressed, you have a lot to deal with, and you kind of feel very defeated right now due to the chaos of the energy that surrounds you. And this also talks to me maybe even about enemies as well. So you could feel like you're fighting enemies, you're fighting a battle constantly, you're fighting someone who's like this rabid bull who kind of wants to shake you off. These are all the energies I'm seeing from the cards. But we also have the cup, which is also really good news, because this looks to me, or this feels like to me, like a victory cup, like a cup of victory, like how you get when you're in a wrestling rink and then you get like a trophy. So the eagle and the trophy really tells me that whatever difficulty you're going through right now, where you feel like you're literally riding a wild bull in a ring, I'm seeing that you're going to be victorious over this battle, even though it may not seem like it, because you're so stressed about falling down and you feel like everyone's watching you fail. Like that's the energy that I'm feeling essentially. So another thing that really pointed me to that, Leo, and I really feel for you because you do have tough transits. You're going to have Mars in the 8th house, and the 8th house is about spiritual liberation. It's about release, and Mars, which is like your drive, is released in the 8th house. So I almost feel like, Leo, like this month is going to be, you know, like how in the movies there's always like a climax where there's like this giant climax and then everything works out in the end and there's a happy ending. That's kind of the path I feel like you're on spiritually. And another thing that cued me in on that is I also got the snake card for you with the numerology of 7. So what this tells me, like I said, is you're dealing with a lot of fear. And with the 7 here, I feel like a lot of it has to do with a past life issue, or one of the struggles that you have agreed to do in this life, and that's how you're going to learn in this life. Because essentially how I see it, at least, is that life is like a virtual reality game. I'm not saying it actually is, but it's almost like you come to this earth to learn lessons, to develop your soul. And before you come on this earth, you agree to certain lessons, certain trials and tribulations. And I feel like, Leo, that's what you're going through right now, especially with the snake, which reminds me of like the destiny, the snake eating the snake, and the 7, which represents the south node. I really feel like a lot of what you're dealing with right now is very destined, and it's something you couldn't necessarily avoid because it was a part of your path in order to in order for you to learn what you need to learn and get you on the path to your destiny, essentially. So I know that's really frustrating to hear, but I want you to know it's not anything you could have prevented. And I'm also hearing too with the umbrella, this is also a really good omen, because I wanted to see what the outcome of this was. We have the umbrella, which is numerology 3 and 9, which talks about courage, having the courage to face your battles, having the courage to face your fears, as I can see. So one blessing you're going to see, Leo, is you're going to have the strength and courage to go through and defeat whatever it is you're going through, and you are going to come out victorious, because the umbrella also speaks about divine intervention. As you can see, he's floating off the ground with an umbrella. That's magic. And essentially what this means is like being saved by the bell, being saved at the last minute. Some sort of weird divine luck happens in your favor that rescues you out of the chaos, that rescues you away from the snake. Okay, so there's going to be some sort, and I'm trying not to make it vague because I hate that when I'm watching predictions. I'm like, what does that mean? But there's only so much I can say with a general reading, but essentially what I'm seeing from this is that right now you're in some past life issue, stress, enemies, fear, but something is going to happen. This is going to be your divine blessing, especially with Uranus at the critical degree in your 10th house, which talks about change, miraculous change. And not only that, Mars being in your 8th house of Pisces, which is about releasing control to God. There's going to be some sort of divine intervention that rescues you away, that floats you away from whatever it is you're experiencing right now, this fear, and it's going to come through. And I don't mean something small. Like, I think this is going to be a big thing, like a big sigh of relief. So if you're struggling with money, all of a sudden money is going to come through for you out of nowhere. This is divine intervention. That's what I heard. Because when you have Mars in the 8th house of Pisces, which you're going to in July, this talks about, because the 8th house is about releasing your Mars in the 8th house to Pisces, to God, the divine. So essentially, Leo, you have fought the fight, you have done everything you need to do, and now destiny, the universe, God, the creator, is going to come in and rescue you with divine intervention, whether it's through money or help or whatever it is that you need right now. And I want you to know that. And that's something I strongly felt. And I know that's vague, but whatever you're going through, just know that release control. You have done everything you need to do. And I know that's hard for you because you have Aries in the 9th house, which means you want to play God, because the 9th house is God. Aries is you, your action. You want to play God. You want to make everything work in your favor. But sometimes when things don't work out and you've done everything you need to do, sometimes the rest is up to God to come in and just blessings. So you're going to have the courage, you're going to have the drive, is what I'm hearing, and a divine intervention. Now, what I'm also seeing too with the 8 of Pentacles, and also the 10 of Swords, what this is telling me right here, guys, is a lot of you, this has to do with money. A lot of you have money stress. And if it's not money, because the 8 of Pentacles rules your 2nd house of Virgo, this is a lot of stress in regards to, can I do this? Am I good enough? Am I going to make it? Yes, you are. You're going to be victorious. Whatever it is, you are good enough. You're going to be victorious. And whatever divine intervention comes in is going to show you that, or what revisions you need to make. And I'm also hearing some of you could just be overworked. You're burnt out. And this is because in January, there was a solar eclipse in Capricorn in your 6th house. So for the past 6 months, you've been on a grind cycle, work cycle, figure out your debt cycle, grounding cycle of your routines. And for the past 6 months, it's been a grind. But because it's a eclipse season again, happening June 21st, a new beginning in Cancer in your 12th house. Essentially what this means is this is going to be changed, and this is going to be more about a time of relaxing, taking care of your spiritual side, receiving from others, because I also have a let yourself receive. So for a while now, you've been the one on the grind and doing all this work and fighting the fight. But with let yourself receive, what you're going to see with the solar eclipse in Cancer is that you're not going to have to work as hard, and things from your past are going to start pouring in, divine aid, and you're going to be able to focus more on yourself, creativity, and healing, because you're going to be provided for and taken care of for with this eclipse happening in Cancer. Yes, because I also have the card of, this cat is so cute, guys. It's just adorable. But you may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. So a lot of you, you're just burned out at your job. And now with this Cancer eclipse, it's going to give you the time to heal yourself so you come back not being so burnt out with everyday life, because you're at a burnout right now. That's what I see for you, especially with the Queen of Summer and the High Priestess, which talks about Cancer in your 12th house. You're going to have the opportunity to relax and just receive, as opposed to always doing all the work. And I'm sensing this is going to come from somebody else, or some partnership, or somebody helping you, or just like giving the responsibility to someone else. For some of you, excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know why when I talk sometimes I burp. It happens when I sing too. I don't know why. But we also have the Lovers card. There are 2 paths as your blessings, and we also have the Key card. So I don't know if you guys remember this, Leo, but last month I had the Ship and the Key. This is a reoccurring theme in your horoscope. And we also have it with the Lovers, which is partnership. So I really feel like a lot of you are going to be letting off your burdens and letting someone else handle it so you can focus more on you, and instead you're going to be receiving. And I also feel like too, with new beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. I really feel that whatever this divine intervention is going to lead you to something, and it's going to be in a form of a person or other people, if that makes sense. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and roll the dice to see what your numerology is for July 2020. So it's 10, which is pretty much, wow, major transformations to you. You are about, like, Leo, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like this is the final chapter, like I said, where you go through some sort of major transformation that leaves you more empowered. But like I said, good things coming. For a lot of you, honestly, Leo, what I see is that because you had the 10 right here on the dice, this talks about your higher self after you've transformed. And your 11th house is Gemini, which is your higher self. So essentially what I feel for you is that, Leo, you are transcending into your higher self through these great lessons. And essentially, I'm trying to say this in a way where you guys are like, no, Leos are always learning lessons. Everyone goes through this. I went through this. I mean, even during my Jupiter return, which I always talk about because I went through some SHIT, and it's everyone goes through it. And I feel like, Leo, this is like your final crescendo. It might have something to do with I don't know, friendships or like enemies or people around you or teamwork or something, because it's your 11th house. But this is your final crescendo, essentially, is what I'm seeing. But it's going to end up being very good for you, because after this, I see a lot of abundance coming your way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the blessings jar for Leo. Let's see what you have. We have lots of options in love for Leos. Let's see what else that we have. We have the we have recognition for a job well done. Yay! So your hard work is going to pay off, essentially. Or whatever it is that you're doing is going to pay off. Whatever it is you've been fighting. Okay, we also have positive thinking and a positive mindset. Yes, Leo. And we have someone stands up for you and has your back. So someone's going to defend you, have your back, support you. And then we also have in alignment with the best version of yourself. Like I said, oh my God, tarot does not lie. I literally just said that. But anyway, guys, those are your blessings. I hope you like this. Tell me what amazing serendipitous thing happens to you, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi Virgo, welcome to your July 2020 reading. So we're gonna go ahead and see what blessings are coming your way, because I know, Virgo, that you guys need a lot of blessings right now, and I'm going to get into that using tarot and astrology. But I do want to address like some of the things that I have been seeing for you with the tarot. So the first thing I want to show you is, it's a lot. So I just want to let you know that things are going to get better. And I just want to show you that you know, this can all be explained with the cycles of life and astrology, but I do see a lot of concerning things. So first of all, what I see, and don't worry, there are blessings, but I want you to know, like, you're not going through this alone. Like, I see what you're going through. So the first thing that I have for you is the Coffin card, which obviously it talks about endings. It talks about you know, it talks about the end, a painful ending that has happened in your life, Virgo. I do see that for you. And wow, okay, so not only do we have that, we also have the Death card. So we have a lot of morbid pictures here. And yeah, we could talk about it in a spiritual term where it's like new beginnings, rebirth. But to me, Virgo, I'm just going to be honest, what this looks like to me is painful things that have ended in your life. Possibly a death, possibly the death of something that you were very committed to. Some painful ending has occurred in your life. And I see that with the Death and the Coffin. This isn't just like a, you know, transition ending. This is a painful ending that has recently happened in your life. And if not a painful ending, what I see is a lot of depression and darkness and a lot of heavy energy surrounding you right now from stress or even fear of death or fear of something ending. There's a lot of fear going on here that I want to address. So it doesn't just stop there. I also have for you the Bat. So if we look at this, it's like the Bat. Okay, we also have Death, and we also have the Coffin. These are very dark images, which talks to me about, like I said, a lot of painful endings. A lot of dark things have come out recently, maybe in your subconscious, maybe just like a lot of fear. This also looks to me like a lot of fear and anxiety that you have going on currently is what I'm seeing, honestly. A lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, dealing with a lot of darkness, a lot of endings, a lot of sudden endings that have been very scary for you. And then I also had for you as well the Eight of Winter, and it says, it's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you greater self-confidence if you affirm your freedom. So we also have that anxiety card of the Eight of Swords. We also have the Ten of Winter. The end of a career path, project, or relationships brings feelings of mixed joy, sadness, relief, and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. Okay, so we have more of that same anxiety going on. And we also have release. It's time to release the past and move on to something new. The ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So right now, Virgo, what I can see from these cards is you are going through, like I said, a very scary, painful transition. Some sort of very scary ending, transition, anxiety, darkness, dark thoughts, a lot of thinking that the worst is going to happen. But what I see from this, because I'll tell you something, when I see Coffin and Death, there's two certainties in life. I think they say it's one of them is death. Death is destiny. It happens to everyone. So what I can see from this, Virgo, is whatever ending or sudden change you've been through that's been very scary and painful, this was actually a part of your destiny, and it was meant to happen, and there's nothing you could have done to prevent it. It was literally a part of the path. You couldn't avoid it no matter which way you turned. It's not your fault. This is what you were meant to experience. That's what I want you to know. And like I said, like the cards say, it's leading you to a better future. So I know this is a very stressful, painful time, whether it's an ending of a relationship, a job, or whatever. I do see with the World card, this could be a legal matter or like a marriage. This could also be something to do with work, but the World card talks about an ending, a finale of a cycle, and that's what you went through. For some of you, you could have moved, but essentially this has been very scary for you. It's been transformative and it's been stressful. I really do feel that for you. I'm so sorry, Virgo. I want you to know it does get better. For a lot of you, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out. Some of you could be going through issues with your father is what I'm hearing. I feel like there's some karma that's going to be worked out with your father. That's a very big thing I heard. And that's because the sun, which is your father, is in the 10th house of your everyday. But your first house ruler, Mercury, is in the 12th house, which means there's a separation or a need to heal. So a lot of you, a lot of this karma, a lot of this stuff could have something to do with karma you need to work out with your father, because everything's connected. Everything's connected from our childhood, our upbringing. We inherit a lot of wonderful gifts from our parents, like, you know, natural talents, but we also inherit some karmic struggles that we are meant to release ourselves from. And I feel like this ties into the relationship with your father or something like that. So this could involve that for some of you, because I have been channeling a lot of spirit guides recently. I don't know why that is. It's just been a very recent thing. I've always had that gift, but not really one I could control. And recently I've been getting a lot of spirit guides coming through. For some of you, you could have lost your father. And I'm actually hearing your father is with you, supporting you right now. Your father is with you with your struggles and challenges, or some sort of male ancestor, a male in your life who has died. But I really do feel like it was a father figure, or like your grandfather. I really feel that. And I really feel like they're trying to help you gain clarity about your future, because what I'm seeing for you, Virgo, is that there's a lot of unclarity about your future, because I have the Ace of Swords, which represents the clarity. And then I have the Two of Wands, which represents the future and where you want to go. And then I also have the Moon, which talks about confusion. So a lot of you are having a lot of confusion over where you should go, what decision you should make, a lot of confusion about who you are too. There's an identity crisis going on. And the reason why that is because the sun is in your 10th house of Gemini, and Gemini is mutable, and the sun is your identity. So when the sun is in the 10th house, for some of you, it could be a legal thing as well. But when the sun is in the 10th house, it doesn't like being there or in Gemini, because it's mutable, which means your self-esteem, who you are, is mutable. And already, Virgo, you have issues with that, because Leo is in your 12th house. You have issues expressing yourself. One of the biggest karmic paths you're going to go through is healing your inner child. So when your identity is hidden in the 12th house and it finally comes out to the 10th house of public reputation, but it's mutable, a lot of your identity is going through a huge transformation right now. Your public identity, who you identify as, you don't know who you are almost, and it's like you're trying to figure that out, but everything you defined yourself as isn't there, and there's a lot of confusion. And I see that for you, and I'm so sorry. And some of the cards that I got for you is step forward and be the bright light that you are. Serve your purpose to the world by sharing your amazing gifts. So some of you, because Venus rules your second house of talents, and it's going retrograde in Gemini, a lot of you have been scared to speak up for yourself or express yourself, or there's been insecurity, because when Venus goes retrograde, it makes us really like rethink how we feel about ourselves depending on what house it rules. I feel like a lot of you are really like insecure recently about putting yourself out there, because you're not quite sure who you are, and there might be negative influences. I specifically heard negative influences who are not really supporting you, who kind of knock you down. And this is all like with Gemini, with the sun being in the 10th house of Gemini, it's really important for you to have people who build up your confidence. And I feel like a lot of you are surrounded by people who don't really do the best job of doing that. And I think that's really been hurting your self-esteem. I also have, please rest and know that in this stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. You need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. So essentially what this is saying is that clarity is coming. And I also heard too, there's no efforting required for the shift. Be present and allow every aspect of your being to transform. So essentially with Mars being in the 8th house for you, like it's going to be at the end of July, and Mars being in your 7th, I really feel, because when Mars goes back into Aries in the 8th house, you know, at the end of the July, this means finding your inner strength, after fighting a battle. Leo was kind of going through this as well, because you guys are so close. But once this is over, you're going to be relieved, and this is when your blessings are really going to start coming into fruition, especially since there's going to be a solar eclipse in your 11th house at a critical 0 degree of wishes coming true. So Virgo, wait till August. This is when your wishes are going to come true. There's a lot of delays in your work, job, career, money, identity, relationships, but what the solar eclipse is doing is essentially when there's an eclipse happening in a house, it's setting a placement up. So we can see by the planets about to go there what the eclipse is foretelling. So the eclipse in Cancer, July 25th, I believe. That's going to be paving the way for Venus, which is a beneficial planet, to go in your 11th house at the critical 0 degrees, which means that when this happens towards the end of July, beginning of August, this is when your wishes are going to start coming true. But, you know, one thing I've learned about life, you know, just by being someone who has moon in the 8th, where my life's a constant up and down, there is always a dip, a crash before the climb. And right now I feel like you guys have already gone through it, and this is the end of it, and you might not be able to see all of the blessings that are coming, and you might not be able to see the positivity when you're in such a state because of fear or like change. But I'm telling you guys, like, it's going to work out for you, because Venus is setting, like, the solar eclipse is going to light up that critical 0 degrees of Venus, which means a lot of your wishes are going to come true, even though it might seem like there's a lot of delays, a lot of things getting in your way, a lot of fear. Spirit is asking you to be confident in yourself and try to remove that fear. So, you know what? You need a good blessings jar, Virgo. Let's go ahead and see what blessings are coming your way. So what blessings are coming Virgo's way by July 2020? We have making a new friend. For some of you, it could be one or all. We also have the happy times and good cheer is here. So guys, I actually feel like the bad times, you've already experienced it, and July is going to be the end of it, which is the crescendo back up in your life, which is awesome. I love seeing that for you guys, Virgos, because you really do deserve it from all of the karma you have been through recently. Wow. We also have the relocation to somewhere better. So some of you are going to move homes. Some of you are going to move jobs into one that's more in alignment with your destiny. And we also have successful romantic relationship is coming for some of you Virgos as well. And like I said, I do believe it's when Venus goes into Cancer. So if you want to look up those dates. So that's what I honestly see. So that's all I have for you. I really hope you have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi Libra, welcome to your July 2020 blessings coming for you, astrological and tarot prediction. So the first thing that I saw for you, Libra, for July 2020, and we're going to get into the blessings, but I kind of want to give you an overview of what I'm seeing for you. So the first thing that I do have is the cross card, and the cross card talks about burdens, guilt, feeling obligated, feeling weighed down by something, feeling stuck. It's almost like the card of the martyr. So I feel like, Libra, there's a sense going on with you that you're not doing what you really want to do because you feel obligated to somebody, or you feel obligated to do something, or you feel like you have to, it's your cross to bear. So I'm almost seeing, Libra, like you're making a lot of sacrifices even though you don't want to, and you're stuck somewhere you don't want to be because you're playing the martyr, or not even a martyr for some of you. It's because like this is your cross to bear. So I do see, Libra, that a lot of you have felt stuck doing something that you don't want to do because you feel the guilt or because you have to. I really do sense that for a lot of Libras. And another thing that I'm seeing as well with the fox, this tells me that a lot of you are stuck in some sort of relationship that you don't want to be in. And I know this is a very specific reading. Feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising, but I'm going to get to the other messages. But for some Libras, I feel like you're stuck in some sort of relationship you do not want to be in. And instead of walking away, you might just be avoiding the situation altogether. Or for some of you, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is what I see for some of you. This could even be like you're stuck in a partnership, you're stuck in any sort of partnership or relationship that just sort of feels like a cross to bear, like a burden, and you're looking for a way to get out of this situation, and you feel guilty about that. You feel guilty that you want to get out of this situation, and it's almost because you feel like you should be sacrificing yourself, but you don't want to, because the sun, which rules your 11th house of wishes coming true, is in your 10th house. It's almost like you have this want for something, and you want it so bad, and you feel bad for wanting it, essentially. But because something is keeping you stuck, because you feel like you have to, if that makes sense. That's the energy I'm getting from this. But what I see from the cards, and also time to move on, it's like you're stuck somewhere where you're miserable. You're stuck with someone. You're stuck in a situation where you're miserable, but for some reason you're punishing yourself, or for some reason you don't know how to get out of it. So you're trying to find a way out of it, even though it makes you feel really guilty. Libra, I don't feel like this is something you should feel guilty about. That's what I'm seeing. It's like it's time to move on from something. So I also have for you, Libra, a positive thing that I'm seeing. This is just the energies I'm seeing for you, is I do see waves of prosperity coming your way. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So there's going to be a solar eclipse happening in your 10th house of Cancer at the critical 0 degrees. And what this is telling me is probably around from the end of June to the end of July, there is going to be a new career opportunity, because this solar eclipse, which means new beginnings, is happening in your 10th house of career. So for a lot of Libras, I really do sense that if you guys were looking for a job, waiting on a job opportunity, or waiting to go back to work or find your path or destiny, solar eclipses are about major change and flips of destiny. They are dramatic changes that happen, and I do see a career advancement happening for you, or some sort of career change, or a push back into job, or a push back into doing your destiny and your life purpose. If there was a slowdown on that, starting the end of July, end of June, end of July, during that period. And what I'm seeing, Libra, is that for the past 6 months, there was a solar eclipse in Capricorn in your 4th house. So probably from January to now, the past 6 months, this first half of the year, it's been a lot on focusing on your home life, stress about your home, feeling responsibility to your home and family, and fixing and developing your home, family, home environment. That's what it's mainly been about. But now there's going to be a shift for you, Libra, and this is mainly going to be happening in your 10th house of career. So you're going to be pushed back into being on track to doing what it is you want to do with yourself, being on track to doing your destiny. So that's what I see timeline wise. Now I'm also seeing, Libra, because the eclipses for the past year and a half have been happening in Capricorn and Cancer, which is your 4th and 10th house, there has been a lot of home changes, family drama, home drama, and also a lot of career starts, beginnings, a lot of ups and downs in your home life, essentially, and also with your family, a lot of changes going on. This is the end of the Capricorn Cancer eclipses. So what you're going to notice is that there's going to be a shift away from such an up and down in regards to your home life, where you want to live, where you should live. It's not going to be so chaotic. This is going to be the end of it. And the big blessing coming for you is that I really do sense that by the end of this eclipse season, if you guys were very confused about your home, your career, what you should pursue, there's going to be clarity on that coming for you with the end of the Capricorn and also Cancer eclipses. So one thing I do see for you guys, though, is that I did have the ego card, and it says you may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free of negative thinking. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you, because Libra, your 1st house ruler and also your 8th house ruler is ruled by Venus, and it's been retrograde. And whenever Venus goes retrograde, it causes a little bit of havoc, and it's been happening in your 9th house of travel. So for a lot of you, there could have been a lot of delays in regards to work, travel, money could have been a huge issue, because Venus was going retrograde in Gemini, which means you might have been thinking a lot about money, or worried about money, worried about the future. I'm seeing that a lot of you are being taught right now to have faith. And that's why we also have the cross card. This is why we also have, you know, the symbol of religion. Venus, which is your 1st house ruler, is in the 9th house of spirituality. So I also sense spirituality is a big thing, maybe a lack of faith, even, Libra, a lack of faith in a creator, in the divine, a lack of faith that there's a divine plan for your life, and feeling like with this ego card, you have to do it all on your own. It's in your control. Feel like fear, essentially, is what I've learned is a lack of faith. When you're fearful of the future, when things aren't working out and you get angry angry at God, when you get angry because things aren't working in your favor despite everything you've tried, this is because there's a lack of faith. And faith is my middle name, which is ironic because I too have no faith. So it's like really easy to get caught up and you control everything. You really don't. If you try your hardest, manifest your hardest, and things aren't working out when you wanted to, that's because it's working on a divine plan. And that's why I love astrology, because it shows a map of God, the creator, whatever you believe's plan. And essentially, Libra, you are experiencing these delays. You are experiencing, I feel like a lot of you want to control and play God. There's a lack of faith. Have faith, Libra, because the creator, the divine, is answering your prayers. And I see that because Mercury, which rules your 9th house of God, Virgo rules your 12th house of spirituality. That ruler Mercury is in your 10th house, which means you're going to have an answered prayer in regards to your career, your destiny, where you need to go really soon. And you're also going to have clarity, is what I'm hearing, Libra. You're finally going to have clarity on what direction you need to go in, and you're finally going to have some good news about what direction to go in, because for a while you've been kept in the dark. Now, one thing I do want to point out for you, Libra, as a brief warning, is I also had the Thorn card, which is another Jesus reference, religion reference. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of references about that. Maybe there's like a lot of guilt or a fear about God or religion. I feel with the thorns and the proposal, there might be some relationship, business partnership, some sort of relationship in your life, but I feel like it has to do with a relationship close to you in your home. There's going to be some sort of like disruption or maybe some temporary ending. There's definitely some sort of cross to bear in your close relationships or some sort of disagreement, because Mars is going to be in your 7th house. Mars is the planet of aggression in your 7th house of relationships. So I do want to warn you of that. I want to warn you about that, Libra, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I just want to warn you about it so you can be prepared for it. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what blessings are coming your way. So I'm going to go ahead and do this blessing jar right here. But I feel like there's a lot of guilt. There's like, I almost feel like, Libra, I don't know what's going on. I could be wrong, but there's like some sort of guilt about something in your life. Like you feel guilty, like God's judging you or something. That's like the vibe I get. I don't know why, but that's how I feel. Okay, so we also have great aesthetic clothes, makeup, and hair, Libra. That's one of your blessings that's going to happen for you. Let's see what else that we have. We also have the extreme charisma and magnetism, Libra. Yes, I do see that for you guys. Okay, let's see what else. We have increase in energy and positivity, and also physical chemistry with someone else. Guys, I don't know if I said this on my last take, but I definitely see that too, because Mars is also the planet of intimate encounters. And you also have Uranus, which is the planet of experimental, breaking taboo, radical change in your 8th house of intimate encounters, and it's at a critical degree. So for some Libras, I see like a spice up in your sexual life, or some sort of like maybe a secret, I don't know, like some sort of like experimental life, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to go too far into it because, you know, there's people of all ages and I don't know, but you guys know what I mean. I definitely sense that for a lot of you Libras. So I think that's all I have for you. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you so much for watching. Check out your other signs and I'll see you later. Bye. All right, Scorpio, welcome to your July 2020 horoscope prediction based on what blessings you're going to receive based on astrology and tarot. So I'm going to start off first with the medium cards that I drew for you to kind of get a brief overview of what you can expect July 2020, and then we're going to get into your blessings. But the first card that we have here is Tiny. We also have the River. We have Shakespeare, and we have Picnic. All right, guys, so this is actually goes together really well. So first of all, I'm going to channel some messages for you that I'm just getting from Spirit, and I don't know why, but so many Spirit guides have been coming through. Even when I'm trying to do astrology, it's not always like that. Sometimes I have moon in the 8th, so I've always like had encounters, but not one where it was this consistent. And recently I've just been having a lot of guides coming through, and I know for some of you who aren't into that, it might be weird, but just hear me out. This is something that I felt called to do. I tried to do this prediction numerous times and not add that for you guys, but it's just coming through. So this is what it is, and this is how we're going to do it. So one thing I'm seeing for you, Scorpio, is that your spirit guides are very clearly saying in this, and also when I'm looking at your astrology chart, it's that enjoy the process. So I do see with River, there's going to be some movement forward, but we also have this picnic card, which is telling me like, it's not the destination, it's the journey. So I'm almost seeing by this, guys, your spirit guides are saying, or your guides or the universe is trying to give you the message, the channel message for July is, yes, there's going to be movement, but it's going to be slow, lazy movement. Because when I see the river, it's like very slow, it's kind of dreamy, you're kind of just floating along the waves. And then when I see picnic, it's like, stop for a second, have a picnic, enjoy the scenery, appreciate the little things. As I see with Tiny, appreciate the little things along the way. You are moving forward, but it's not the destination, it's the journey. And I know that's so cheesy to say, I hate saying it, and that's something that I have a hard time accepting, because I'm like, when is my book going to be out? When am I going to be a respected astrologer? Like, it's all about the future. But I was watching on Gaia the other day, which is like a spiritual network, where it's like there is no future, there is no past, everything's happening all at once. The only thing that exists outside of our perception, what really exists, is the now. And I feel like the universe wants you to know in July, it's, yes, you're moving forward, but it's not going to be as fast as you want it, because Mercury is going to be going retrograde. A lot of planets are going retrograde, which means there's not a lot of direct movement forward, but there's still going to be movement. Appreciate the little things, stop and have a picnic. And I'm also hearing a lot of you with Shakespeare, a lot of Scorpios, you guys have a natural talent of writing, of creative writing. And you know what, I see this a lot actually, or some sort of art form, some sort of classical art form. Maybe it's classical art, maybe it's writing, drawing. And I'm sorry about my neighbors, guys, I really do apologize. Upstairs neighbors, Vegas. But anyway, when you have Sagittarius in the second house, Scorpio, the second house is everything that you inherit from your family naturally. And on a mundane level, it could mean like, things like money. But on a spiritual level, it shows the spiritual gifts you inherit from your family bloodline. We can see that with the second house. And second house for you, Scorpio, is Sagittarius. And Sagittarius rules publishing. It rules publishing. It rules teaching. It rules classical literature. It rules philosophy. It rules all of that stuff. So your interest in philosophy, your ability to write, your creative writing skills, or even if you're a teacher, your ability to teach is a naturally inherited gift from your family bloodline. A lot of people will say, oh, family curses, this, that, the third. Yeah, I know. But it's also your gifts and talents as well. And I feel like, Scorpio, a lot of you used to write, or a lot of you used to be into writing or publishing, and you stopped. And I really feel like right now your spirit guides are saying that now is the perfect time to pick it back up. Or a lot of you, there's been some sort of creative block recently from doing that, or whatever the case is. I feel like in July you're really going to get back into that creative writing. And I also see, I heard the message for you, Scorpio, that for a lot of you, write what you see. Because I saw an eye, and it's almost like the picnic in the river. Write what you see. Write what's on your heart. Because, Scorpio, you have Gemini in the 8th house, and Gemini rules your throat, and it also rules your heart. So Gemini is the sign of speaking from your heart. It's in the 8th house of the hidden. So one thing, Scorpio, is that with Gemini in the 8th house, even though you have this ability, this speaking ability, this publishing, whatever, a lot of the times you have a hard time authentically speaking or authentically expressing what's on your heart, because it's hidden in the 8th house. But that ruler, Mercury, is going to be in your 9th house of Cancer in July 2020. So this means putting your heart and speaking your heart out to the world. And because Mercury is going retrograde, this is telling me in Cancer, which is about feminine energy, this tells me you heal your feminine side of your soul through writing in July, through publishing, by speaking your heart, by putting your heart out there. What is it that you guys are hiding, Gemini? Because when I see Sun in the 8th house of Gemini, this means a lot of you are hiding your authenticity. A lot of you are hiding something from the public view, is what I'm seeing. Hold on. A lot of you, this could have meant there was a lot of, maybe you guys have recently went through some career ups and downs, some ego blows in your career, because Sun is a fixed planet. It's in the 8th house of Gemini, which is really mutable. So this tells me that, you know, because it rules your 10th house, there could have been some, you know, issues with your public image, or a fall from grace, losing your ego at work, or like a lot of egos up and down at work or with your father. And I'm seeing that, you know, recently for the past 6 months, you've been more in your masculine energy, actually, because there was a solar eclipse in Capricorn, January 2020. So for the past 6 months, you've been on more of a grind, hustle, maybe a lack of creativity, or more facts, or more masculine brained. But there's going to be a solar eclipse in Cancer in your 9th house of publishing at a critical degree, which is telling me, I feel that a lot of you are going to reawaken that creative spark of creative writing, of teaching. A lot of you guys might decide to teach or speak your heart, speak your views. But right now there's a lot of fear regarding that. I'm seeing a lot of uncertainty in regards to that, and a lot of wanting the future to go by faster, but it's not going as fast as you want. I'm seeing like you feel slowed down as well. Stop and enjoy the picnic, write what you see, get in touch with your feminine side, because we all have a feminine side. We have the masculine and we have the feminine. The masculine is the sun in our chart. The feminine side of our soul is the moon in our chart. It doesn't matter our gender. We all need the balance of that. And I'm seeing with your Cancer in the 9th house, you balance your feminine energy through publishing, writing, teaching, speaking, through traveling as well. So one of the blessings I see too is traveling somewhere romantic, maybe mountains, a river, picnic, something like in a meadow or something. I'm hearing that a lot of you might have the opportunity to travel somewhere that's going to reawaken your feminine energy and balance those energies out. But that's how you balance your feminine energy, essentially. And I'm hearing camping, going out in nature, traveling somewhere that's close to your heart, or something like that. And one thing I heard for you too, Scorpio, because this is going to be a feminine energy month because of the solar eclipse in Cancer for the next 6 months, is that, you know, there could be some sort of ending in your home life. Like you guys might move, because the lunar eclipse is happening July 5th, I believe, in Capricorn, in your 3rd, 4th, 2nd. So there could be some sort of ending, but I see you guys going into a new career is what I heard, or traveling somewhere new, and also reawakening your teaching and speaking abilities, which you have the natural ability of doing. And also Sagittarius rules government. So for some of you, it could also be, you know, you come from a long line of government workers, but I don't like to take it that literal. But yeah, I definitely see with Shakespeare. And you know what I was also seeing, guys? I also felt for you too, because like I said, this is going to be a little more woo-woo, just because recently, I think it's that North Node in my 12th house, which really amps up the messages. I've been getting so many spirit guides coming through. For you, Scorpio, I specifically had a female come through, a woman spirit guide. And, you know, one thing I heard her saying is, are you eating enough? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating right? You look a little thin. So guys, this is a general reading. There's going to be a lot of different, it depends on your scenario. Some of you had a mother pass away or a grandmother pass away, but it's definitely a mother figure, or it could be channeling their higher selves, because we all have the physical 3D body, and we also have our soul body that exists on the astral plane, which psychics are able to channel. But somebody, there's a mother figure in your life going, are you eating enough? Are you eating right? Do you take care? When's the last time you washed your hair? You look a little thin. Are you okay? Are you feeling well? They're doting on you like that. Like, that's what I hear. Oh my gosh, like, it's crazy how much I heard. Like, okay, so I have also this card right here, which is the bear. So this is of someone who's really protective over you. It was a protective mother figure in your life who could have passed on. I feel like this person could have been somebody. Okay, hold on. It's a mother figure who's passed on. They like to cook, they like to bake. They were very traditional. They're always asking you if you're okay. They're always saying, you need to cut your hair, or you know, I worry about you. Like that kind of mother figure is coming through. They're really looking after you right now, and they're saying, why don't you write anymore? Or they're saying like, they remember one of the poems you used to write them, or something to do with writing. They're encouraging you almost, and they're trying to get you to take care of your body as well. That's what I really hear. They're trying to get you to take care of your body and yourself, because they feel as though you're not cherishing yourself as much as you could be right now. So all right, let me see what else that I'm seeing too. So we also have this spider. Travel will open up new possibilities and one special connection. So for a lot of you guys, what I do see is a lot of you are traveling actually to a place you have spent your past life. I do see that because the sun is going to be in your 9th house of travel and Cancer, which talks about the past. I know that's crazy to say, but some of you are going to be traveling somewhere you've actually spent a past life in, or your ancestors have, that you feel really spiritually called to. And I actually see with the solar eclipse happening in your 9th house at the critical 0 degree, for a lot of you, wherever it is that you travel, I feel like it's likely you're going to have a soulmate connection. So you could be traveling to someone, a friend who's a soulmate, or you can meet a friend or a soulmate there. Specifically towards the end of July is what I'm hearing. So that's what I see. I feel like there's a lot of webs being woven where you can't see right now, but it's all for your greatest benefit. I do see recently a lot of you have went through career ups and downs, and that's because, you know, you had the eclipses touching your 9th and 10th houses, and there's just been a lot of slowdown recently. Just in general, and like a lot of slowdowns, because you had the North Node in the 8th with the sun going there. It's almost like you guys are transforming your career, your public image in a big way, in a way that's more authentic, and that can be kind of scary. So I see a lot of you are hidden in fear, but I see one of the blessings coming for you by the end of July is a career, because a lot of you feel lost, where it's more in alignment with who you really are, as opposed to what people expect of you and what society expects of you. Because you do have the sun in your 10th house, which means a lot of you get your self-esteem by public recognition, by your career, by your public image, but that's all being stripped away in your 8th house. So I see, because of that, you're going to be able to find your identity in a career that matches your more authentic identity, because I have the card, your most satisfying, profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out in the world. I do see too, Scorpio, a lot of you need to be careful about who you trust, or a lot of you are paranoid about people. That's because Libra, Venus, your 7th and 12th house ruler, is in the 8th house of Gemini, which talks about, and it's going retrograde, not being able to trust, sorry, my camera died, the people in your life. There's a lot of confusion about who to trust, who you can open up with, or maybe some of you have went through a breakup or some relationship ups and downs, as well as I see with the 3 of Swords. This talks about, you know, maybe even in your family life, but this talks about, you know, heartbreak, not being able to trust anybody, your heart being closed off. Because Scorpio, I'm not going to lie to you, you have Capricorn in your 3rd house, you have Taurus in your 7th house, you have Virgo in your 11th house. Those heart chakra houses are ruled by earth signs, which means you're very discerning about people, you're skeptical of people, you don't trust people, all of those things. And I have a lot of Scorpio rising relatives. They're just like this. They do not, doesn't matter, they don't trust, because they're very guarded, they're smart like that, unlike some people like the Geminis, where it's like but I see that, you know, the past 6 months has been like that for you, where your heart was super guarded because there was that eclipse in your 3rd house of Capricorn. And I'm seeing that that's going to change for you towards the end of July. I'm seeing you guys are going to be more open to receiving new friendships, new connections with people. The distrust is going to go away. You know, feeling like you're not important, feeling like you're not heard, feeling like nobody cares about you. These are all things I feel for you, Scorpio, and I'm really sorry. Like, everyone's going through it. It's retrograde season, but I see a lot of good things happening for you, actually. And we're going to go ahead and take the blessings jar, because I love the blessings jar, because I draw out of it every time I have a bad day, and it's great. So let's go ahead. Ooh, you know what Shakespeare poem I just channeled for you guys? I mean, it's been a while since I've been in high school. Don't get me wrong, I'm no poet, but there's this one about like, I'm actually gonna look it up for you. Oh, I can't, my phone's in use. It's the one where I can't remember it, but I'm going to put it here so you guys can read it. It's about a woman who's not like the most conventionally attractive woman or the most fawned after, but she's beautiful because of her aura. That's something I want to tell you guys, Scorpio. You're beautiful because of your authenticity, not because you're conforming to what people want of you and you're hiding your true self. And I think that's like a huge thing. Speaking your truth, being your true self is so hard for you, but this poem perfectly describes you, I feel. So let's see what your blessings are. So we have the increase in popularity. Yes, Scorpio, yes. Things are looking up for you, see? Improved mental health card. That's always really good. We also have the gift from someone else, time or money. And we have leveling up at work or professionally. See you guys? Oh my gosh, you really, guys, I really feel like whatever happened, you're on the way up. I know it's been stressful. I know there's been ups and downs, but I really feel that in a way where you can be more authentic and it's going to be taken really well. I feel that for you guys. And we also have fun vacation and trip. Like I say, tarot never lies. Always accurate. So that's all I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. Love you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your July 2020 astrology and tarot prediction. Let's see what blessings are coming your way for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So I'm going to start out first with these medium cards I drew to see what the theme of your July 2020 is going to look like, and then we're going to get into the blessings and also the channeled messages that I have for you guys. So the first card that we have is Diamond, and I'm actually sensing Sagittarius, because you have your north and south, your north node in the 7th house. I actually feel for a lot of you who are in a long-term relationship, I do feel like you are going to get proposed to, or there's going to be an enhancement of commitment. I felt that strongly because I had multiple cards that said this. So if you guys are in a long-term relationship, I really sense you guys are going to move in together, you know, decide to have a baby together, get married, or some sort of advancement in commitment. And that's also because Mercury is going to be in your 8th house of contracts. So on a more mundane level, I do see, Sagittarius, that you are going to be signing a lot of legal contracts to with someone else that could make you money. So for instance, business partnerships, business contracts, some sort of contract with someone else, a marriage contract or something like that. We also have potato, we also have green, and we also have oven. So one message I'm getting from this Sagittarius, this is the channel message for your July 2020. From these cards, one thing they all have in common is that diamonds do not develop overnight. They take a really long time. Potatoes, they take a really long time to cook. I mean, if you're someone who's used to doing microwave food like I am. But potatoes, they take an hour to get soft, to boil. And then we also have green, which means like the beginning of something. Like when a fruit isn't ripe yet, it's still green and you have to wait for it to become ripe. And then we also have oven, which is like watching the pot boil, watching the oven tick. You know, this is all very much waiting. Things aren't going as fast as you want it. You know that you want this diamond, you want this product, but it's kind of frustrating how slow it's taking and you're almost waiting for it. It's almost like you're watching the pot boil is what I'm getting from the Sagittarius. When am I going to get when am I going to get the thing I really want? Whether it's you're working really hard towards a goal, you've been working really hard towards, maybe you want to get married to your partner, but it's taking forever. There's something that you really want that you've been working hard at getting, but it seems to be taking forever. Or, you know, this could just be a metaphor for, or a message for you, Sagittarius, that sometimes the best things take a while to develop, and it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen, but it's not going to happen if you keep watching the pot boil. That's like the general channeled message I was getting from this. But for others of you, I'm also sensing a lot of you during this time in July, you are going to start becoming more healthy in the way you eat. A lot of you might become vegetarian or vegan, as I see with Uranus being in your 6th house at that critical degree. I do sense a lot of you could be changing your health and diet routine to be more healthy, to be more active, to be more fit, more green. I see all of these for you, Sagittarius, coming in July 2020. But let's go ahead and show you guys what else I got for you. So I also have the ring, which also talks about commitment. So this is why I was saying a lot of you in July 2020 are going to be signing some sort of contract, whether it's business, a home lease, having a child with someone, getting married. There's going to be some sort of committed contract that you're going to have with someone. And this goes along perfectly with all of your planets being in the 8th house, and the sun rules the 9th house of law. Mercury, which is like paperwork, is in your 8th house of joint assets. So I see a lot of you joining assets, joining something with someone else to create something, whether it's marriage, business partnership, or whatever. And I actually think, Sagittarius, one of the gifts that you're going to get, or one of the blessings, is a piece of jewelry from someone if you're dating someone. I do see that as well. I see like jewelry, gifts coming in, expensive gifts coming in for you, July 2020. Yeah, I really do. That's amazing. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. So we also have the Stork card. So this also talks about a positive new beginning in your relationships. This also talks about creating a new relationship or a new chapter in your relationship, and a positive new chapter. So all of these is about relationships, Sagittarius, for you. And for some of you, that might be, a lot of you might not want a relationship. For others of you, this is a beneficial business contract that's going to make you a lot of money coming in, as I see with diamond, and I also saw with the ring. So I had diamond and ring twice. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is a wise investment as well. Some of you could be making an investment on something that's going to pay off for your future. So it could be money from other people, expensive gifts from other people, marriage, jewelry, or a lot of money coming from some sort of contract or some sort of new business partnership. These are all things that I see for you guys. So sugar babies, it's your lucky day. So first of all, what I do see though is I feel a lot of you are protected right now. And like I was telling the other signs, I was getting a lot of channeled messages because recently I've just been getting a lot of spirit guides coming through. It wasn't always like that. I wasn't always able to have so many messages, but recently it has. So I've been incorporating it in the message. But one thing I do see is the protection card, which tells me, Sagittarius, a lot of you are being heavily protected right now. I know a lot of you, because Jupiter is going retrograde in your 2nd house, there could be some issues with security, feeling unsafe, feeling fearful. There could be a lot of fear just surrounding intimacy, surrounding money maybe, or surrounding just your security and safety. You might feel very scared. Maybe you feel like your privacy is being invaded. Maybe you feel like you always lock the doors, check your showers, check under your bed. You get really paranoid that you're not safe. These are things that happen sometimes. And when I'm seeing Sagittarius, I have the image for you because we have the protection card. And when I asked who was protecting you, we had this warrior saint. I have the image of you, Sagittarius. This is a very big image I saw. When you sleep, you have 2 archangels standing next to either side of your bed protecting you. It's weird because during the Sagittarius eclipse that happened a few weeks ago, I had this vision of it, and this vision stuck with me, and I didn't know why. And then when I was doing your charts, it that image came in again. I really feel, Sagittarius, like when you go to bed, you have an archangel on either side of you with swords protecting you. For some of you, this is Archangel Michael. For others of you, I really feel like it's some sort of protective family member or protective. It could be I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say for sure because I don't want to, give you something that's misleading. But I feel it's Archangel Michael. But if it's not Archangel Michael, I feel like it's some sort of relative or close female in your life that passed away, or someone close to you who passed away, who is protecting you with a sword. And I'm seeing an image of two, not just one, two on either side of you with swords protecting you energetically. And I'm also seeing sometimes when you're around wrong people, they will be hovering over you with these swords, cutting these people out of your life. And they will be like, if someone's draining your energy, if someone is has bad intent towards you, they are beside you like spiritual bodyguards defending you with swords. And they're big too. So it's like huge angels, huge swords. I know this sounds campy, but that's what I see for you, Sagittarius. You're being heavily protected by someone who is very defensive of you on the spiritual realm. And they want you to know that, to kind of relieve some of the fear you have. And actually, Sagittarius, I'm also sensing with Mercury being in your 8th house, and Mercury in your 8th house is like being able to speak or communicate with the spiritual realm. That's why a lot of mediums have 8th house placements. You're going to have that in July. So I actually feel like there's going to be some sort of communication happening between, or you're going to feel that, or you're going to dream about it, or you're going to have some sort of sign that shows you that they're around. Let's go ahead and see if I can see what kind of sign that is. But honestly, with the Ace of Swords, I almost feel like this is going to be claircognizance, where they are going to have, you're going to have thoughts come in your head, or ideas or positive affirmations. You're just going to know. It's like a knowing that they are around. And I feel like they're going to speak to you through a voice in your head that's not your own. That's like positive, that's reassuring. So I feel like you're going to be made aware of their presence very specifically very soon. Let me see if I can see what the numerology of this is going to be. So let's see what the numerology of this is for Sagittarius. Maybe they'll give us some hints. Okay, so we have 6. So a lot of you might be seeing 666 on the clock. This is a sign that they are around. They could also be feminine in nature is what I'm hearing. I do feel like a feminine type of nature. But let's see what else we have. We have 1 and 0. This also talks about Sun and Pluto. So this could also be like a fatherly figure or something like that. But honestly, it could just be an Archangel Michael. But let's go ahead and roll the dice, Sagittarius, to see what other things you can expect July 2020. So we're going to go ahead and roll this dice real quick. Sagittarius, July 2020. So we have Uranus, Cancer, and the 12th house. Yeah, guys, the 12th house talks about spirit guides, spirituality, psychic abilities. Cancer is like family, home, past, mother. And you have Uranus, which is like groups of spirit guides, groups of people. It's about sudden awakenings. It's about sudden change. I really feel, Sagittarius, you actually have a group of spirit guides protecting you and watching you right now. And I feel like it's, I wonder why that is right now. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Another blessing that could be coming to you soon, because the 12th house is about spirituality. Uranus is about groups of people. This could mean you're attracting a lot of spiritual women in your life, groups of spiritual women. But if not that, I'm also sensing too that it could have something to do with your spirit guides are protecting you from certain people who could be deceitful, or they're protecting you and protecting you from certain people who don't have your best intentions of heart. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Now, another blessing I do see for some of you, Sagittarius, is that we do have the plane. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So I do see some sort of journey, some sort of trip, which is going to be really great. And we also have Saturn, which talks about commitments. It talks about money, worldly accomplishments. So these are all very good things I see for you, Sagittarius. So one thing about Saturn, though, the World card, is that it too is very slow moving, which means plans take time. And I actually have some advice cards for you, Sagittarius. The 7 of Autumn says, the planning, resources, and efforts you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. You have had Mars in your 4th house, Sagittarius, which means a lot of you have been slowed down professionally or like with your energy levels. And this is because, you know, it's just the cycles of life, but your hard work is going to pay off soon. It just takes time. Everyone is going through this right now with Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius is about slow building up our goals. It's not like the last few years where Jupiter was in Sag. This is a slower build, and that's what's going on for you, Sagittarius. So don't worry, even though you've been slowed down. This is what everyone is going through. We also have the Three of Spring. Stop to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past success. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. And we also have Prince of Winter. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and make your decisions quickly. Let's go ahead, Sagittarius, and draw out of the blessings jar to see what blessings are coming to you. New friend, partnership, professionally. This could be one or all, guys. Remember that. We also have knowing your life purpose, knowing for a fact what direction you want to go in. That's what I see, Sagittarius. I feel like you finally know what path you want. It's just taking time because great things take time to develop. We also have new and improved skill set and talent. I'm also sensing, Sagittarius, a lot of you are going to come in contact with a teacher, someone who can teach you a lot about something. I feel like they're going to be male, but I feel like there's going to be a teacher who comes into your life actually very soon, who helps you advance through their teachings, whether it's in business or you go back to school or someone teaches you something. All right, so let's go. We also have life-changing opportunity is coming your way. And we also have great public image, fame, and recognition. So that's all I have for you. I'll see you later. Bye. All right, Capricorn, welcome to your June 2020 blessings coming for you based on tarot and astrology. So I'm going to start out first, Capricorn, with the channeled message I have for you and also the tarot, and then we're going to get into the astrology. So the first card that I have for you is refrigerator. So I do see, Capricorn, one thing that a lot of you are going to do in July 2020 that's going to be a blessing is you're going to clean up your health and your diet. And that is actually because the North Node is in your 6th house of health and diet, amping it up. And then the Sun, which rules your 8th house of transformation of self, is going to be in the 6th house. So I see a lot of you, you are going to transform your health, your diet. You're going to start eating better, cleaning up your physical health a lot, because Capricorn, one thing about you is because Leo is in the 8th house, this means that a lot of you go through a lot of great transformation in your life. And specifically because Gemini is the sign where you go through that transformation. It's where the sun goes to transform. That's why afterwards it's the Cancer sign, because that's where you go to heal. So as a Capricorn with Sun, Leo ruling the 8th house, it goes to die or transform in the 6th house of health. So Capricorn, during this time, this is going to be a monumental time for you where you transform as a person, because the 6th house rules health, routine, fitness, but it also rules debts, enemies, battles with other people. It rules the battleground, essentially. The 6th house is enemies, debts, diseases, animals, and it's also enemies, like enemies at work, rivals, people who want to cut you down, great battles. That is how Capricorns transform their soul in this life, because all of us go through great transformation in our lives. That's why we signed up for this human experience, but we all go through it differently depending on our charts and the map of our soul. But as a Capricorn, you go through the most transformation for the better, transformation that brings out the best version of yourself when you go to battle, when you fight, when you defeat your enemies, when you transform your health, when you clean up your diet. These are all things that trigger a great spiritual awakening for you and transform you into a better version of yourself. Because like in life, we go through periods where we have to go through, like in a movie, the climax of a movie, where we have to go through that climax, that drama. But after that drama, it's like a coming of age. We come out to be more mature, better, more creative, more fierce, more charismatic, more successful, happier. But there's always that climax. And for you, Capricorn, that's happening in your 6th house, and that is happening for you because the North Node, which is the karmic node, is finally here after 18 years. It hasn't been there for 18 years. It is back there again in your 6th house of defeating your enemies, going to battle, and also your health. So Capricorn, you're going to see that in July 2020, there's going to be a major transformation either to your health, your diet, your routine, your exercise routine in a way that transforms you into the higher version of yourself, or you're going to go through some sort of struggle, some sort of battle, some sort of competition that's going to lead you into the best version of yourself, which I'll get into later. But the other cards that we have for you are Sky, which talks about your higher self, the higher version of yourself, which you are turning into right now due to this pivotal time in your life. And we also have the Circus card, and we also have the Hang card, which talks about like circus acts, competing. This also talks a lot about, to me, like exercise. And not only that, having your head up in the clouds as well. So Capricorn, let's go over what this means for you real quick. So first of all, I actually got the Sky card numerous times. And essentially what this means is that with the clouds here, this talks about clouded judgment, confusion, having your head in the clouds, having rose-colored lenses on. And we also have umbrella, which also talks about having your head in the cloud, having rose-colored glasses on. And we also have sky. So we have multiple head in the sky, head in the cloud references. And we also have it with circus. So this tells me, Capricorn, you're going through something where you are very confused. For some of you, I might be picking up, you guys are really taken by somebody. You guys have, in July, you might have rose-colored lenses on for someone, where someone is totally captivating you and enchanting you with their charisma, but there's definitely some sort of enchantment going on. But I feel like, Capricorn, a lot of you have been very confused recently because Jupiter has been in your 1st house and it's debilitated there. And for the past 6 months, there has been a solar eclipse marking the beginning of a 6-month journey in your 1st house of Capricorn with Jupiter there. So essentially, Capricorn, for the past 6 months, you've been lost, you've been confused, you've been questioning existence. Maybe a lot of you want to know who God is. A lot of you have been questioning spirituality, wanting to know the answers, feeling confused about what direction you should take your life. And for some Capricorns, this could have even meant like you guys were distracting yourself from real life with some sort of unhealthy habit or some sort of distraction, like drugs, alcohol, overindulging, or getting lost in music or movies because it was better than your real life. There's a sense, Capricorn, of some sort of putting your mind and your reality somewhere else so you don't have to deal with what's really going on because the depression is too much. So you're kind of doing some sort of escapism is what I'm seeing for you guys. I also feel like a lot of you right now, the channel message I have for you, Capricorn, if I could say anything to you, is watch your thoughts, because all this cloud references talks about creating your reality with your thoughts. And right now, Capricorn, your 12th house ruler, which is your subconscious, Jupiter, Sagittarius, is in your 12th house of your subconscious. Its ruler, Jupiter, is in your 1st house, which means all of your subconscious thoughts, all of your shadow sides, all of these things, like the 12th house confusion, is in your 1st house. So what this tells me is like, watch your thoughts, because your thoughts are quickly manifesting your reality. You guys have a lot of power right now, Capricorn, because you have Pluto, which rules your 11th house of Scorpio, of wishes, and you also have Jupiter, which rules your 12th house of prayer, of spirituality, and the third house of your thoughts and communication, in your first house of appearance and your worldview and the things that you perceive in your reality. Right now, Capricorn, your thoughts can manifest whatever reality you want. And that's something I really want to tell you guys. I can't explain it in simple terms if you're new to astrology, but this is a very powerful placement to have. Essentially, your first house, which is Capricorn, is how you see the world. And as you guys know, life is just your perception. Life is literally, it's not even like real. It's just how your brain perceives it. So right now, Capricorn, if you watch your thoughts and you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, you really do have the power to manifest the reality you want, so you don't have to escape somewhere else to not face some sort of feeling you don't want to face or some sort of disappointment. And for a lot of you, Capricorn, I did get a lot of performance cards. I got a lot of theater, a lot of circus, a lot of music for manifesting. A lot of you, Capricorn, are being called to do some sort of theater, acting, speaking, performing, YouTuber, speaker, singer. These are all things that I'm seeing is in alignment with your destiny if you were considering doing that, because Saturn's in your second house. And where Saturn is, it is aspecting your fifth house of children and creativity and your 10th house of career. So a lot of you, Capricorn, you could feel called to do something creative, like performing or speaking or creativity as a way to earn money. These are all things that are being supported for you right now. And I actually feel like too, there's going to be someone coming in July. A partnership is what I'm seeing that's going to help you develop this, because I have the Two of Spring, which says, your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist in your endeavors or expand the number of people helping you. I see somebody coming in to help you, or some sort of creative partnership with somebody. And I also see, with self-reliance and measured patience, adversity will be overcome. So I see a lot of partnership entering your life, Capricorn. And this might be unusual for you, because for the past 6 months, you were on a very independent streak. But what I see for you is that with the solar eclipse in Cancer in your 7th house, this is really going to trigger some sort of partnership, but I'm specifically seeing creative partnership. But I also see, Capricorn, that a lot of you the past year and a half went through a lot of relationship karma. That is because the North and South nodes were in your 1st and 7th house. Cancer risings went through it as well. I feel like there's someone you need to forgive, because Spirit is saying allow the labels of judgment to disappear. So there's definitely someone you need to forgive in some sort of situation. Also with I take control, take a moment and allow yourself to see things from your heart center, from that place, and allow your intuition to guide you. I feel like this is going to be a time when you soften up a lot, Capricorn. You're not going to be as hard. And because of that, I see really great partnerships and more creativity flowing in your life, because creativity is a divine feminine thing. We all have a divine feminine and masculine. And I see that opening up your heart, like the solar eclipse in your 7th house is going to do, is going to bring you creativity, inspiration, and also manifestation of desired results. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, and I also have the Queen of Spring. Talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. All right, so let's see what else that... Oh, and also, guys, another thing that I got for you as a blessing is there's going to be some sort of ending in your life, but this is going to be a positive ending, not like a life-shattering ending or anything like that. It's an ending that's going to birth a very positive new beginning, so it's an ending that you want. That's really general, but there's only so much we can do with a general reading. But let's go ahead and see what your blessings are. You have abundance magnet. That's for some Capricorns. It could be one or all of it, depending. We also have gift from someone else, time or money. Let's see what other blessings we have for Capricorn by July. We have new skills and improved talent. which I think has something to do with performing or acting or something like that, or like singing or something. We also have lots of options in love for some Capricorns. And you guys might actually have multiple people fighting for you, for some of you out there who are lucky enough. We also have positive thinking and positive mindset. One more for Capricorns. Natural beauty. Wow, guys. And also improved mental health. Wow. That's awesome. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your July 2020 blessings prediction. So we're going to get right on into it. And I have tarot, I have astrology, and I also have a channeled message for you guys to listen to. So let's start off first with the tarot that I picked out for you guys. And this is going to be the channeled message, and then we're going to get right on into it. So the first thing that I have is whiskey, and I also have the card of train. So this talks about a whiskey train. So some of you guys are drowning out your sorrows with some sort of escapism, kind of like the Capricorns, because you guys are so close on the wheel, and because you guys both are ruled by Saturn. So what I'm seeing is a lot of you guys have been kind of distracting yourself from some sort of pain using alcohol, using maybe it could be working too much. There's some sort of thing you're doing too much of in order to distract yourself from some sort of pain or anxiety that you're facing. And Aquarius, you do have Saturn in your first house, whether you're a Saturn sun, moon, or rising. Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. With Saturn there, it really does make things very depressive. It makes it gives anxiety. I mean, if you're a moon Aquarius, Saturn moon gives a lot of depression. And if you have a sun in Aquarius, this could just mean there's a lot of like ego blows. Or rising in Aquarius, you have Saturn there, so that there could be some sort of addiction that you're using in order to cope with whatever it is that you're going through. But I'm going to go ahead and see what else. You know what this reminded me too of? A country song. So a lot of you guys right now, your energy is kind of like a country song right now. Something tragic happened, you lost your home, you lost your husband or wife, your wife kicked you out of the trailer, stuff like that. That's the vibe this is giving me. So I also have cast and ketchup, and it's interesting because cast is used to cover up wounds and ketchup is used to cover up the taste of something. So all of this is like a huge cover up, in my opinion, covering something up so it's not as bad, or licking your wounds or healing your wounds in some way. There's some sort of like self-medication or healing that you're doing in July 2020 from something that's happened that has been stressful, painful, or maybe just in general a lot of anxiety or fear with Saturn being in your first house. So that's what I see for you here. But let's go ahead and see what else. So actually, guys, you're going to have Mars in Pisces in July 2020, which essentially means that in order for you to ground yourself, you have to heal what you eat. Some of you, I'm hearing like you emotional eat, or you eat because you feel sad, or one thing leads to another. With Mars being in the second house, which rules your throat and also like what you eat. And Pisces being a healing sign, I see one of the blessings coming for you, Aquarius, is you're going to be healing your diet. I'm also seeing a lot of you are going to be just healing what it is that you put in your body. So that's one big thing. And also, Aquarius, what I want to tell you is just like the other air signs, Gemini rising, Libra rising, because you have water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and also Scorpio in your second, 6th, and 10th house of your root chakra. One of the best ways for you to get grounded is actually by being near a water, or living near a water, or swimming in the ocean, or connecting with the ocean. I see, Aquarius, a lot of you are very connected to the ocean. A lot of you might have the urge to go to the ocean because Aquarius, the month of July is going to be healing for everybody because Mars is going to be in Pisces. And what I see for a lot of you guys is you're going to make some sort of trip to a beach or an ocean, or you're going to plan to. This is going to be amazing for you because this is how you get grounded in your body, and this is how you cure a lot of your depression or a lot of your sacral chakra, or this is how you cure a lot of your, issues, is by being near water. And I also see that too with the crab as well. regenerate, because the sun is also going to be in your 6th house, which means your focus, your outward focus is going to be in the 6th house of your root chakra, and Cancer's there. So how you get grounded is through being near water, being near the ocean. So I see a lot of you guys doing that, going out to the ocean or going out more towards water to heal and regenerate. These are all things that I see for you. And another thing I see for you as well, Aquarius, is that some of you might feel called to move to the ocean. Some of you might feel called to live closer to a beach. These are all things that I see are blessed, in case you were thinking about that. And another thing is, this fish is a really good symbol, Aquarius. This is a good omen. This means doors and pathways are opening up for you. And this is actually true because Mars is going to be in your 2nd house, and Mars loves being in Pisces. And it's going to be at the degree that triggers the 10 of Cups, blessings. So I see a lot of you with this fish here. You're going to have a lot of money coming in, or you're going to have a lot of amazing opportunities come your way, because I know, Aquarius, for the past few months it's been a bit of a confusing struggle because Mars was in your 1st house, which is not really that great, and then the previous month it was in your 12th house, which is not great either. It's a lot of confusion. However, Aquarius, because Mars is now in your 2nd house of Pisces, this is when things start looking up for you in regards to your efforts paying off and opportunities coming your way. So I do see a lot of opportunity coming your way and a lot of good omens with the fish card. I'm also seeing for you, Aquarius, with the moon and the 4 of Cups, a lot of you feel very emotionally unsatisfied right now. The moon rules Pisces, which is your 2nd house, and also the 4 of Cups rules Cancer, which is your 6th house. So a lot of you, Aquariuses, you're feeling very discontent in regards to your job. You're feeling discontent in regards to money, the way you make money, your everyday. I'm sensing that a lot of you are going to start wanting change. A lot of you might want to move homes, as I'm seeing with Uranus being in that critical degree in your 4th house. And I really sense a lot of you want to move locations, move sceneries to somewhere more fun, near the ocean, near water. I see all of this is blessed. And also I see with the 4 of Cups and the moon, and also with the fish card, that your dissatisfaction with your career is going to turn around. Your dissatisfaction with life, everything is starting to turn around for the better now. And another thing I see as well, guys, is that we do have 2 black cats that really stuck out to me. We have this one and this one as well, which I thought was really unusual. So we have 2 black cats, and actually this cat right here is supposed to represent a spirit guide watching over you, an animal totem, things of that nature. And honestly, what I'm seeing for you, Aquarius, is that one of the things that might be triggered for you during this eclipse, which triggers great change happening in your 6th house at the critical 0 degree. I actually feel like, Aquarius, a lot of you, by the end of July, you guys are going to acquire a new animal or have some new pets. I definitely see that for you guys, especially with Uranus being in the 4th house at the degree it's at. I see a lot of you healing yourself with animals or getting a new pet, but not just on a mundane level, Aquarius. What I also see as well is some of you have a black cat, or some of you have a cat that you really bonded with in the past, because the familiar also represents animal spirit guides. It represents someone watching over you, shamans, and all of that stuff. So I feel, Aquarius, that a lot of you have some sort of spiritual bond with an animal in your life, or you're about to. So for those of you who already have a pet, I truly feel like your pet is actually a form of spirit guide, and I think you're going to be getting closer to them. And I feel for a lot of you who have lost a cat or a pet, they're actually coming through, and I see they're actually one of your familiars. And I'm also sensing as well, guys, a lot of your spirit guides with the moon. This really tells me a lot of them communicate with you through your dreams. So a lot of you have been having weird dreams recently, or a lot of you have been having a lot of crazy dreams. I'm seeing that your spirit guides actually communicate with you through your dreams and give you messages about things that they want you to be aware of as well. But for a lot of you, I really do sense like there is some sort of animal totem. And I'm also seeing too that a lot of you are going to see a lot of animal symbolism around. A lot of you might see a lot of black cats, or you might see, you know, a certain number of crows, or you might be really drawn to the black cat or panther. Look up what they mean, because I sense that your spirit guides are speaking through you through weird animal behavior, because everything happens for a reason. We see things for a reason. Everything is synchronicity. So if you guys notice like strange animal behavior, look it up, like dead birds acting strange, animals, seeing the same animal over and over. Look up black cat symbolism. I feel like that has something to do with it. And you know what I'm also feeling too is I get the feeling, and I got this for you Aquarius a lot of the time, this looks like spying, or like eyes being on you, or like this could even represent, guys, like I feel like a lot there might be people around who really are not, you know, very honest, or might be watching you, or they might be out to get, like, the hunting, because what I also see is the fish. And it's interesting to me because when you see the fish, it's like the cats eat the fish, right? I just kind of feel like there's someone like watching you, whether it's a secret admirer, and I kept getting this energy. And I'm also getting like just like a lot of people hiding their true intentions, who are watching you from a distance. And I actually feel like with the solar eclipse in Cancer happening in your 6th house, Aquarius, a lot of you are likely going to figure out who these people are very shortly, who your enemies are, who's your friend, who's not your friend. I feel like that's all something that's going to be revealed to you. But for a lot of you, I feel a connection to a cat or a black cat as your animal totem. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead but let's go ahead and see what we have here for Aquarius. We also have increase in energy and positivity, guys. Yay! That's because Saturn's going retrograde, and when it goes retrograde for you, it actually takes away a lot of the negativity. All right, let's see what else. We also have knowing your life purpose. Heck yes. And we have great public image, fame. Guys, some of you Aquariuses are going to get recognition, as I see with the moon 10th and the Taurus, for something that you've been doing. You're going to get recognition for it, which is amazing. We also have karma rewards you. Let's see what other blessings we have for Aquariuses. And we have better job and working conditions. So like I said, a lot of you have been dissatisfied at work. I see one of the blessings coming for you, or dissatisfied with your everyday. One of the blessings coming for you is actually going to be some sort of motivator, more energy, more passion, or something that motivates you, that you're more inspired to do. So that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I hope you have a great one. See you later. Bye. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your July 2020 blessings based on tarot and astrology. So we're going to start off first with the channeled message and the tarot cards that I drew for you. And then afterwards, we're going to get right on into the astrology. So immediately what I see for you, Pisces, with this Pathways card is you guys are kind of confused about which direction you need to take, and this is absolutely normal because the sun is going to be in Gemini, which is all about decisions and choices and making decisions, making choices. Not only that, Venus is going to be in Gemini in the 4th house, which is also about making decisions and choices. So I do see a lot of you are caught at a crossroads right now, not really sure if you're on the right track to your destiny. And I got the very loud message that you are, Pisces, because I'm going to try to explain this in the simplest of ways, so even if you're not into astrology or tarot, you'd be able to understand it. But essentially what I saw here was the plane card, and at first I was like, oh, you guys are going to be traveling or something, but then I drew the ship card and also the stars card, which tells me this is a journey of the soul. It's not just a normal, pack up and leave, go somewhere. You're on a spiritual journey right now, kind of like a vision quest, Pisces. And right now, the pathway or the path that you need to take might seem unclear because there are numerous different paths pathways presenting themselves to you. But the strong message I heard for you, Pisces, and this came in loud and clear, is you are on the path to your destiny. Even if it doesn't seem clear yet. I see a lot of you, though, you have been developing your natural gift of astrology, or a lot of you have a natural gift of astrology, as I can see with the ship and the stars card. And, you know, this is something you, right now, Pisces, you have Pluto, the planet of spiritual transformation, spirit guides, the other world, conjunction your first house ruler Jupiter in the 11th house, which also rules astrology. A lot of you, your soul knows what the future is bringing for you. So even if you might not know outright in your brain, your intuition knows, your soul knows. And that's why I also have the Ace of Swords. To me, this looks like you know what it is you need to be doing. You know the pathway you want to be on, but it kind of feels like there's confusion because there are so many different options and opportunities presenting itself. And also what I'm seeing too is that you're having a hard time choosing which way you want to go. And maybe even there's some doubt if you're on the right path. You are Pisces. This is, like, to me as a tarot reader, this gets me so excited because I know it just looks like a ship, an octopus and plane, but the fact that all of these came out definitely tells me you're on the pathway to your destiny. And you know, it's also because you have Jupiter and Pluto in your 11th house of wishes coming true. And where it's hitting your work house, your 6th house. Right now, Pisces, it might not seem like it. There's a lot of delays for everyone because, first of all, your first house ruler is going retrograde, which probably means you're confused or, you know, lacking optimism, or things are not going the pace you want it to. But what I'm seeing is that very soon you're going to see why everything was working out the way it was. And like I said, a lot of you are developing your natural gift for astrology. A lot of you, because Scorpio, which is Pluto's ruler, rules your 9th house and its conjunction in the 11th house. A lot of you are very close to the divine right now. You're very close to your spirit guides. You're very close to, a lot of you are just getting a lot of spiritual downloads about the future. Your natural psychic abilities are waking up, specifically with astrology. But what I'm also seeing with this Pisces is that your heart chakra is really starting to open up too, because as a Pisces, you have Capricorn in the 11th house, which means you are normally very realistic about your goals and your dreams and your wishes. But I'm seeing from this Pisces, a lot of you have a lot of big dreams, big goals, big wishes right now. And I see that because when I see the stars of destiny, of fame, and the ship, which is like a hot air balloon, and the compass and the plane, a lot of you have a lot of high goals, high aspirations you want to achieve, and you want a lot in life. However, because Capricorn is there's this rigid belief system, maybe a fear of how others are going to take you, or maybe a fear that you're not good enough. There's some sort of fear going on. And this is normal with Capricorn in your 11th house because it makes you very grounded and practical about your wishes. And the reason why that is because in your past life, you have Virgo in the 7th house, which means in a past life, you were practical. You did more of the detail-oriented work. You were someone who was more focused on details and less about creativity. In this life, Pisces, as a Pisces rising, sun, or moon, you are meant to dream big. You are meant to do big. Some of the greatest artists, the most famous people have been Pisces suns and Pisces risings. And I really sense that a lot of you, Pisces, you are going to make something that's going to change the future, because Jupiter and Pluto conjunction is rare, but it's going on now in your 11th house of wishes coming true, right over the degree of your job. And right now, the sun, which rules your 6th house, is in your 4th house of Gemini, so it might not seem like it. There's a lot of delays, and also there's a lot of focus on your home life, maybe, because I did see that a lot of you are redecorating your home environment. And I also heard the message for you, Pisces, a lot of you are going to really improve your career life when you improve your home life. Your home environment is something that's very important for you to be stable, because Gemini is the sign of perception, and it's in your 4th house of home and family. So for you, Pisces, how you feel good, how you feel emotionally good, because it's in your 4th house, is when your home is all settled. And I think right now you need to like fix up your home, and that's what you guys are doing. You're spending money on your home, your house. You're focusing on that right now, and that karma is about to be finished. And then afterwards, the sun is going to go into your 5th house of Cancer, which is the time of healing when the sun goes into Cancer after some sort of great transformation. So for you, Pisces, what I see in June and July is a focus on home and healing your home and family and home environment. But then after that, I see it going into Cancer, and this is when you're going to start being really creative, expressing yourself creatively, and also a natural talent for astrology or an interest in astrology is all things that I see. One thing I'm seeing too is Pisces probably towards the end of middle of July, that's when you're going to see your energy levels and your creativity and your spark go back up. But right now, the reason why the sun's in your 4th house of Gemini is because Spirit, the plan is trying to get you to heal your home, your private life first, before all of this takes off in your career. So that's what's happening right now. That's why I love astrology, because it explains why things are happening the way it is. So I do see that we have the Jupiter, which means pretty soon, Pisces, I see a lot of opportunities coming your way in regards to career, in regards to wishes, in regards to a lot of opportunities, but it's your job now to choose one that best suits you. And I also see that with the 7 of Cups, which talks about having a lot of options, not knowing which option to take. I see that pretty soon, though, you guys are going to know which option to take. And one thing about destiny is you can't avoid it, you can't change it, so don't worry about making the wrong decision. And right now, it's just time to focus on your home and family and healing that inner life, because it's really important. I used to think it wasn't. I used to just want to work, but it does so much when you just give in to the energies and you're like, all right now I just need to focus on healing my private relationships, and also healing like your vulnerability and stuff. That all helps with creativity. But I see that creativity is going to be a big blessing coming in for you, because I just sort of feel like, Pisces, with your 1st house ruler conjunction Pluto in your 11th house, you know you're destined for big things, period. At Pisces risings, you are destined for big things. Pisces sun, you have that ruler next to Pluto in Capricorn. I really feel like a lot of you are very in touch right now with your destiny. It's just you need to respect the cycles. So let's go ahead and see what the blessings are for Pisces July 2020. So we have unapologetically authentic, speaking your authenticity. We also have leveling up at work or professionally, because we also got the star, which represents recognition for something. We also had great public image, fame, and review. All of these things I feel like is your destiny, Pisces. And I'm not just like blowing smoke up. Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is a huge deal, especially when it's your 1st house ruler and your 10th house ruler career. I really feel, Pisces, this is your year. It might not seem like it now, but it is. And we also have natural beauty, because you also have Neptune in your 1st house. Anytime Neptune goes over your planets, I remember when Neptune went over my moon in Aquarius, I was like, that was like my prime. So you guys are at your, seriously, you guys are at your prime. Like your looks, everything is going fine. This is mainly like a head problem or like an energy problem. And also strengthening of family relationships. Didn't I say that, guys? See, I told you, I'm legit psychic, for real. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that helped you and reassured you about everything. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.